graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on, barreled it out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome on into another edition of Play-by-Play with JJ for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. I hope that you guys are doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic Monday. Today is January 5th. The Philadelphia 76ers are back at home after being on the road for 5 games. They are now back at the Xfinity Mobile Arena and will be taking on the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets, of course, missing their big star player, and that is Nikola Jokic. They are also without a couple other guys, too, and that is Jamal Murray, Jonas Valanciunas, Christian Brown, and Tim Hardaway Jr. So hopefully the Philadelphia 76ers are able to take care of business tonight against the Denver Nuggets. They are missing a lot of their top players. But this is still another game that's really important because you want to see how Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and Paul George continue to gel with each other. They've been playing extraordinary over these past 3 games, and I just want them to just continue to gel. I really feel like that tonight is just the night where hopefully they just come out shooting out of the gates and they are just firing on all cylinders. It would just be really nice to see guys get red hot. The one play that really stood out to me in the last game, and I didn't really get to talk about it that much, but when VJ Edgecombe was driving into the lane and he just faked a pass and was able to take it down low for a dunk, like that was really ridiculous. You don't see a lot of NBA players doing that type of a thing, and for a rookie to just be able to do that, again, it's just a testament to how phenomenal of a player he is. He has such a great IQ. The way that he's just able to control the tempo on the floor, be able to attack the basket, and now he's just not afraid to shoot the ball, which is absolutely lethal. And I go back to this time and time again. There were plenty of times in Tyrese Maxey's tenure when he was in his rookie year, in his first, in his second, and even in his third year, where we were demanding him to take more shots. We wanted Tyrese Maxey to take more shots because the 76ers needed him to do so. They didn't really have a lot of three-point shooters, and I just love seeing that VJ Edgecombe already is not afraid to fire on all cylinders. And I'm just hoping tonight that we get another solid performance of VJ Edgecombe with the Philadelphia 76ers. Something else I wanted to talk about, the 76ers are favorited at 14.5 points for tonight's game. Let me know what your final score predictions are down below. Again, the Denver Nuggets without Nikola Jokic, without Jamal Murray, without Aaron Gordon, and Christian Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., and also Jonas Valanciunas as well. Sixers are still missing Kelly Oubre Jr. and Trendon Watford. So those are the 2 guys that are out for the Philadelphia 76ers. Other than that, everybody else is starting. The Sixers playing their first game against Denver. Their next game will be in Denver on Tuesday, March 17th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Something else that I really wanted to talk about before we head into this game is just the role players for the 76ers. We talk about the depth. It seems like that Quentin Grimes really has just found a role off the bench. And what kind of is interesting to me is when Kelly Oubre and Trendon Watford both do come back, how do they fit into the mix? I love Kelly Oubre coming off the bench, and I really feel like that he can give you a little bit of a spark plug, and he can really do a lot for you, attacking the rim, spotting up, shooting the three, and the 76ers are going to benefit with him coming back. But I love the way that the bench has been playing lately. Andre Drummond has been doing a very good job rebounding the basketball. I know that Adem Bona has been getting more minutes lately, and Bona himself has been playing much better. He's not fouling as much as he used to, and he seems like he's more disciplined out there, and he's been a very good rim protector when Joel Embiid is out there, and they go to the two big lineups. So I've been very impressed with that. The head coach, Nick Nurse, has done a very good job. Like the play calling, I think that on both sides of the ball, he's really figured out how to use everybody to their full potential. And that's with Joel, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey out there. I think that early on in the season, it was a little bit frustrating because we weren't seeing them all play together. And it put Nick Nurse in a little bit of a weird spot because there's only so much that he could do. Now, I still go back and I still think about some of the substitutions that he's made in certain games and some things that just didn't make total sense at all. But I just really have to give him credit where credit is due when it comes to the rotations and the play calling that he has provided as of lately with the Big Four that's out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. So, role players, I think, that are going to step up in tonight's game. I'm going to go with Jared McCain, and I'm also going to go with Quentin Grimes. I think that that's an easy one. You can pretty much expect that Quentin Grimes is going to get you some big-time threes off the bench, and he's going to give you a little bit of a splash and a little bit of a splurge as well. But Jared McCain, I think that coming back into the home crowd tonight, I think that he'll make some explosive plays. You'll see some nice passes from him, and that will be really nice. And I think that that'll boost his confidence too. Dominic Barlow, I think that he's going to have himself quite a good day too. I really am just very impressed with what he's been able to do. Him and Jabari Walker, just on two-way contracts, they have really done a solid job, giving you extra effort, giving you that athleticism, that jolt, that strength that you need, and I have been very happy about that too. So I really can't complain about anything, and I'm just really excited to watch how this team just continues to gel tonight, and hopefully they just all get on the same page, and we see a very good equal volume amount of shots like we've been seeing lately with all the four guys that are out there. It just feels like that not one person is dominating, and that all four guys are getting all their shots off, and the ball is just finding the open shooter, and that's what you want if you're a team that is looking to compete at a high level. So I am looking forward to that tonight, and I hope that you guys are too. Again, we do like a radio play-by-play style of Sixers basketball here on Play-by-Play with JJ, but we do encourage you guys to get involved in the chat. We love it when you guys talk down below. I really want to hear from you. I want to know what your thoughts are on tonight's game, and who do you think is going to be the POG player of the game, and who do you also think is going to make some high contributions off the bench? Let me know that stuff down below. All right, so we should be ready to rock and roll pretty soon. The soundboard works. That's absolutely awesome. It is 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time, a late one out in Philadelphia. The game, if you are interested in watching, it is on Peacock. It is not on NBC Sports Philadelphia. If you were tuning in from the area, it is just on Peacock for tonight's game. As far as the Denver Nuggets go, and again, like, they're missing a lot of guys tonight, but they have lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They just have not been healthy. Jokic has been dealing with a knee injury, and that has really been bad for them. You saw that Michael Porter Jr. was able to put up 27 points and 11 rebounds and 5 assists against the Denver Nuggets, going up against his former team with the Brooklyn Nets. With Brooklyn, he was really dominant out there. And the Denver Nuggets really struggled getting their offense going in that game, and they let up a lot of wide-open shots. So we'll see how the Sixers do attack them tonight. I think that the biggest keys for tonight's game for the 76ers, just hustle, set the tempo. You want to go out there. You want to be aggressive on both ends, and you want to try to get off to a really hot start. Just set the tone. Make the wide-open three. If they're a little bit late on defense and the Sixers are able to get a little bit of some space, you want to try to capitalize in that area and just continue to play really well in the fast break. I don't think that the 76ers have gotten enough credit with how they've done out in transition. They are just so fast. They're very lightning fast. Tyrese Maxey is one of the fastest guys in the league. And I'll tell you, VJ Edgecombe has been really hustling. Joel Embiid has been getting up and down the court at a very high level. And that's very encouraging to see, too. So I think that if they win out in transition, they do win this game too. And I want to see them just go out there and win in the half-court sets and just be able to destroy Denver in that area with the fast-paced transition game. So rebound the ball, box out, set the tone, and do a good job out in transition. Those are my keys for tonight's game. Should be a fun one. Should be an interesting one. And we'll see how the Big Four just continues to gel. We got some people that we want to say hi to in the chat. PAS is here. He says, "What's up, brother? Let's go 76ers." My man PAS. Guys, make sure that you go subscribe to PAS. He does a really awesome job covering the New York Mets. He was also covering the Jets this year. He's going to be doing some more football stuff, and you really should go check him out. He's my guy. He's my brother, and I absolutely love him, man. He's great at what he does. So make sure that you do go check him out. He also does Flyers content on this channel, too, and calls a really nice hockey game. Asia's here. What's up, Asia? How are you? Haven't seen you on there in a little bit of time. I'm happy to see you here. Saw that Cooper DeJean is in attendance tonight, so that's absolutely awesome. Daniel Berry Sports also here in the chat as well. Seema Fox is here. She says that I'm on to give you the thumbs up button. I appreciate that very much. I really do. That means a lot coming from you. It really does. I'm excited about this game. Should be a lot of fun, and we'll be ready to get started with basketball in just a little bit. Other games that are going on tonight in the NBA, well, I'll tell you what, the Detroit Pistons are absolutely destroying the New York Knicks. They are just in such a bad slump right now. It's 81-59. Detroit has the lead with 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. The Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown just continues to play really well. 54 points for the Boston Celtics at halftime against the Chicago Bulls. And also 59 points for the Toronto Raptors. They lead at 59-43. 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And the Houston Rockets, they're down by 4 against the Phoenix Suns. That's a really good matchup. It's 29-25 as they go into quarter number 2. The Thunder are at home, and they're hosting the Charlotte Hornets. It's a 35-33 game. Second quarter just got underway. Later tonight at 10 o'clock, you got 2 games. You got the Utah Jazz out in Portland, and you got the Golden State Warriors taking on the L.A. Clippers out in L.A. So here we go. The Philadelphia 76ers present their starting lineup. They got Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George, Dominic Barlow, and Joel Embiid as their starting 5. And there they are. They're being introduced by Matt Cord and going out there. Obviously, one of the best PA announcers in the game. Does an absolutely awesome job. Who else do we have on here? JJ had a tough month in December. I was struggling emotionally and financially. I'm happy to see you on here, Asia. Prayers out to you. Prayers out to everybody going through stuff. I mean, I'm sending all the love in the world your way. Valerie's here. Hey, JJ, stopping by real quickly. Hello, all. Have a good one. Love from Southern California. You guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome, man. It really means the world to me. Cooper DeJean and Jalen Phillips were ringing the bell tonight, and that's really awesome. So Jalen Phillips, of course, a defensive edge for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Cooper DeJean, a cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles as well. They play very, very well. Excited to see what they do on Sunday against the 49ers. There's a lot to happen, though, before then, and we'll talk more about that. LP Sigma is also here. LP says, "Shello all, let's go Sixers, let's go." Final score predictions in the chat. Let me know down below what you think that the final score is going to be for this game tonight. Again, in case you're just tuning on in, the Denver Nuggets are missing Tim Hardaway Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Christian Brown, Jamal Murray, and Jonas Valanciunas as well. So Sixers won their last 3 games, and they ended up winning their last 3 games, of course, with the big three, who started off 0-4 on the season when they were all playing together. So the Sixers and their big three, as I like to call them, their big four, they've really seemed to sort of hit their stride. All right, so we're ready to present things right now. Philadelphia 76ers are going out there. It'll be Deron Holmes going up against Joel Embiid. So let's make sure that we get our box score up and running. Here it is. All right. And, oh, yes, I gotta change this up a little bit. I forgot about that because the 76ers are, of course, the home team. And I will do that in just a little bit. So here we go. Embiid tipping things off, and that is going to go into the hands of Spencer Jones. And so the Philadelphia 76ers have to play defense first. The Nuggets have Deron Holmes, Spencer Jones, Bruce Brown, Peyton Watson, and also Jalen Pickett out there as their starting 5 for tonight's game. It's already a 2-0 lead as the Nuggets end up scoring first. And so 2-0 is the score. Embiid gets it for the 76ers. He's down low on the block. He threw it away as it was intercepted, and Watson's going to throw it down and get himself an easy dunk. Or Spencer Jones, that is. It's now 4-0. Spencer Jones scoring both field goals so far for the Denver Nuggets. All right. PAS says I'm going to go 130 to 105 76ers. LP Sigma says I'm going to go 118 to 98 Sixers. All righty, let's go. That's nice. That is all good to know. All right, so here we go. Here's a layup inside. That is up, and that is good for the Philadelphia 76ers. On the other side, though, we do have a whistle called, and that's going to go against Philadelphia. There we go. Okay, so it's a 4-2 game so far. Spencer Jones is going to go to the line. The foul, by the way, was called against the 76ers. And so, Jones at the line. It was on Dominic Barlow. Misses the first free throw. Here comes foul shot number 2, and that's good by Denver. It's a 5-2 start so far for the Nuggets. Sixers not off to the best starts. Want to try to see them attack and get some open shots. Tyrese Maxey with the rock, gets a screen set by Embiid, and Maxey swings it outside to Edgecombe, gives it back over to Maxey, who crosses back, thought about taking the 3, and he gave it up to Edgecombe instead, couldn't do so, and Dominic Barlow tips it into the hands of a Denver Nugget, and the Nuggets take on over. Watson just inside the lane, kicking it out, and a 3-point shot is up, and that's good to now make it 8-2. Denver has a 6-point lead that was supposed to go to Jalen Pickett. It did, and he just hit a step-back J from the top of the key. Maxey misses wide right on the left side of the wing. The Sixers, by the way, are going from left to right. They are in their blue and white uniforms, and the Denver Nuggets are going from right to left. They are in their white and black uniforms. 8-2 Denver. George with the rock, controlling the tempo, taking on Watson. He lost the ball and and it went out of bounds, but it was last touched by Denver over on the far sideline. 8-2 starts for the Denver Nuggets, who again are 23-12 to start off the season and are also 13-7 on the road. We're going to fix the scoreboard. Don't worry about that, folks. We're going to do that once there is a timeout. So Maxey swings the hot potato around and gives it up over to Paul George. And George fires an elbow J, and that one won't go either. The Philadelphia 76ers are just cold as ice. Another three, and that's a splasher by Spencer Jones. The Sixers have not been able to close out on him, and he's just done a very good job on offense. Maybe the Sixers want to try to do a better job guarding him. 11-2. Here's Barlow for a three. That's off the mark. Edgecombe gets the offensive rebound. The Nuggets couldn't box out there, and Edgecombe gets the assist as Joel Embiid hits a foul line J, and the Philadelphia 76ers get their second field goal of the evening. All right, so you like that good basketball on the little closeout there. Edgecombe got it, and that was nice. 11-4, a misfired three by Denver, and Dominic Barlow catches his second rebound of the evening. Here's Joel Embiid swatting the ball away, and it goes out of bounds. There was great defense, though, delivered by Spencer Jones and Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown, the veteran defensive player, who obviously won a championship with the Denver Nuggets. He's in the starting lineup tonight. He usually comes off the bench and is one of their better bench pieces. 11-4. Here we go. Here's a drive to the lane, and that's up, and that's good by Peyton Watson, getting past everybody, and the Sixers not able to stop him because he's just lightning quick. And Watson gets the layup. It's a 13-4 game, and 8 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Sixers decide to go with a pick and pop here over to VJ Edgecombe. Doesn't work out. Here's Joel Embiid on a spin around, turnaround jump shot. He got it, and he's fouled. And he'll also go to the line for one more. The foul was on Deron Holmes. He banked it in off the backboard after spinning and turning and hitting himself an 8-foot pull-up jump shot off the assist by VJ Edgecombe. Asia Robertson losing Diaz hurts. It was time for Alonzo to go, though, says PAS. Man, I can't wait to do baseball. I really can't. Embiid's and one is up, and that's good. And then, folks, make sure that you go subscribe to Pure Adrenaline Sports. He is absolutely awesome. 13-7, Sixers down by 2 possessions. Here's Brown again, delivering it over to Watson, and another floater by Bruce Brown is good, and the Sixers again just cannot close them out. So they give up another wide open, that time it was a runner, and the Sixers have got to get going on defense. They're just not able to make any sort of stops. George swings it around the timeline. The ball finds Embiid on the low block. The double team comes. Embiid's Euro step is good, and he lays it up and lays it in. Tell you what, the footwork by Joel Embiid has been so much better over these last 4 games, and that is definitely a great sign for the Sixers. George thought that he blocked the ball, and the referee is going to say that he fouled Peyton Watson instead. I thought he did a good job staying on him. Was there a little bit of contact there? Yeah, but it felt like that it was just a basketball play. But regardless, Watson will head to the line and shoot himself a pair of free throws. It's a 15-9 ball game. Denver has the lead. Watson putting up his first foul shot, and it goes in and out. Peyton Watson, 5 minutes, 3 points so far, 23 years old, was the last pick of the draft in 2022, in the first round, I should say, by the Oklahoma City Thunder. This year, averaging 11.8 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, and 1.5 assists, too. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. It's 16-9. Sixers down by 7 with 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Maxey to Embiid on the low block. Embiid to Barlow. It was a good pass to Barlow. He puts it up and in, and we'll have another and one opportunity for Philadelphia. That was a great pass by Embiid. He threw that thing perfectly. Brown took a gamble. He was going for the steal, and then he fouled Barlow from behind in the dunker spot. It's a 16-11 ball game, and before the and one comes up by Barlow, there's a timeout taken by Philadelphia, and we will have a break, which means that now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we fix this box score. So let's do that right now. Okay, so we can do this. And let's do, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I gotta make it just a little bit bigger. So let's go back to properties. 1100. Good. Great. Nice. Alrighty, that's all good. Let's take a sip of water. How's everybody doing tonight? Let us know down below. PS says Asia, they needed to go also. Nimmo can't play left field anymore, and McNeil hasn't been good since he won the batting title. Good riddance, if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, the New York Mets are certainly making moves, and, you know, got to tell you that the NL East is definitely going to be interesting this year with the Braves, with the Mets, of course, and the Philadelphia Phillies. It just seems like that all three of those teams just have a lot of talent. I'm not sleeping either on the Marlins. Maybe they can make some stuff happen too. And James Wood for the Washington Nationals, he certainly has a lot of talent. Oh, man. But yes, guys, we are 6 subscribers away from getting to the 8,200 marker. So make sure that you guys, if you have not hit the thumbs up button or have subscribed to the channel, it really does help out. It helps out very, very much. We do a lot of play-by-play. We don't do watch parties. We're more of like an old school radio play-by-play style of a channel, and that's why you see that in the title now. So hopefully, again, you guys are able to follow along, you're able to enjoy, and we do as good of a job as we possibly can. Sixers do trail 16-12. That is the score right now. We also have the box score up here. Joel Embiid has played pretty well on offense. His moves have been just absolutely awesome. He's able to attack the rim, got a couple of shimmies, got a couple of Euro steps in there, and he just continues to look better and better. And really prove me wrong. And that is great. All right, so Tyrese Maxey, 3rd in the NBA among qualified players in points per game. Here's Barlow's and one as the timeout is over. And that makes it 16-12, so Philadelphia now down by 4. Excellent. 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Here's a wide open 3, and that's up, and that's no good. Rebounded, though, by Tyrese Maxey. Denver missed a 3. The Sixers will try to take advantage over on the other side. So Deron Holmes missed a 3-point shot. Maxey got the rebound. Edgecombe back over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey to Edgecombe at the top of the key. And VJ Edgecombe's intended receiver was supposed to be Embiid on the low block, and he just misfired it. He mispassed it, I should say. Went off of Embiid's fingertips. It was not right at him, though. And so there's the 3rd turnover by Philadelphia. So miscommunication on offense. And they've got to get back on D. Jalen Pickett's still out there for the Denver Nuggets. They have Holmes, Jones, Brown, Pickett, and Watson for Denver. It's 16-12. And another missed layup by Jalen Pickett at the rim. Maxey got the rebound, tries to go coast to coast, and it ends up working out as he puts up a little baby floater, and the Sixers are down by 2. It's good to see that the 76ers starting to attack a little bit more on offense and playing better defense as well. So, all right, the Denver Nuggets again have the rock. Brown attacking, kicking it out, and a wide open 3 is a splasher to make it now 19-14. And that is a big shot for Denver. They've come in hot from 3. Bruce Brown from 27 feet knocking down a tray. Maxey at the top of the key. Swings it outside to Edgecombe. And one more to Barlow for a three. That's off the mark. Embiid's offensive rebound is good. He tries to put it back up. Can't put it in, but he tips his own miss. And he puts it up and in that way. Joel Embiid with now 9 points. He's 4 for 5 from the field and doing it all on offense and continues to be an absolute monster. George with a pick on the other side. Getting his hand in the cookie jar against Peyton Watson. Gives it up to Embiid for a straight on three. In and out it goes. And rebounded by Bruce Brown. That could have tied the game. 4:50 left to go. We have a drive to the basket, and that's no good. Embiid was able to get a block, and so Joel Embiid doing a very good job on both ends. With 4:47 left to go in the first quarter, they're going to say that he committed a shooting foul. Again, it looked like he tried to go after the ball and made just a little bit of contact. Paul George on the play right before that, as Watson was driving towards the lane, sacrificed his body, and they did not call a charge or a blocking foul there. The refs just said play on, so there was a missed call there too. Watson going to the line, and the first free throw is good by Peyton Watson. Quentin Grimes and Jabari Walker will step on in for the Philadelphia 76ers as they go to their bench. George and Barlow will take a seat. Watson at the line for one more, and he cashes it in. It's a 5-point lead for Denver, and the Sixers again have to respond on offense. Maxey crossing on over in the backcourt and takes it over past the logo. Swings it over to Edgecombe, who takes one dribble, puts up a tray, and that's a little bit off the mark. And it's rebounded again by Denver. They've been very active on the glass. Watson with a handoff. And that will go over to Bruce Brown again at the top of the key. Steps over towards the foul line extended and dribbles back outside on the perimeter. He puts up a tray over Embiid. He got a good look there. And Maxey was able to get the rebound and catch it for Philadelphia. Maxey steps back, lets it fly, and puts it up and in for the Sixers. And it's a line drive three. And the Sixers now only trail by 2 points. And so Tyrese Maxey getting things going, and the Sixers got to play defense again on the other side. Here's another three by Watson, and he drains it from straight on to now make it 24-19. And so back and forth we go. Embiid at the top of the key, giving it back to Maxey. Embiid on the foul line extended, draws a double team, backs up over towards the lane, and puts it up and puts it in right in the dunker spot again. A little Euro step, a little shimmy, and Joel Embiid has 11 points in this first quarter, and he's just taking over, dominating in the paint. Brown kicks it outside. Another wide open three by Denver, and the Sixers dodge a bullet. And Embiid comes up with another rebound. That's his third rebound of the ball game. He chucks up a three, and that one is off the mark. Denver gets the board, and a timeout taken by the Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets want to talk things over as the timeout was called by David Edelman. And the Sixers and Nuggets will take a quick step off, and so will we. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. folks. Thank you so much for being on here. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. Make sure that you guys hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. Go subscribe to my guy PAS as well. PAS says, honestly, right now, I have the Mets 4th in the division behind Philly, Atlanta, and Miami. Now, that is interesting. Yeah, right now, I got Philly. I got the Atlanta 2 when they're healthy. I think that Atlanta, I could really see Atlanta being the number 1 team. I really could. But I think that those two are the top teams, and then the Mets would be 3rd on my list, and then I'd have the Marlins 4th and the Nationals 5th. But I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if the Marlins end up being the 3rd best team in the NL East from today, as of today, January 5th of 2026. JJ, how do you like Don Mattingly as your bench coach? I think that Don Mattingly can definitely bring the Philadelphia Phillies some good things. I think that he brings them some experience, and he might be really good for the clubhouse. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to have. The Philadelphia Phillies brought back pretty much their whole entire coaching staff. But who knows? Maybe he could be a really good addition. Maybe he can change things up and help the Philadelphia Phillies out. I'd really like to see that, but I don't know how much that necessarily moves the needle. Maybe it does. You never know. Little things like that do tend to make a difference, but I don't know. We shall see. We certainly shall see. All right, so 24-21 game, and there's about 2 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in this first quarter. 3:07 left to go in the first quarter. Excuse me. The game must be a little bit behind over on the Peacock side of things. Sixers have got to play defense. They have Jared McCain out there. And so that is really nice to see. It's McCain, Grimes, Bona, Walker, and Maxey for the 76ers. Brown swings it outside. Watson puts up a tray, and that one's a little bit short. Bona boxes out, and Walker gets the rebound for the 76ers. I really like the Adem Bona just boxing out his defender there. That really helped. He got Strother just in a little bit of a trance. And so we have another shot that goes up, and the Sixers are going to turn it over as the ball ends up getting airballed and going on out of bounds. Curtis Jones with the rock, swinging it over to Strother. Strother gets it back, being guarded by Quentin Grimes, and a little two-man game going on, and Jones puts up a 3, and that's no good. Grabs his own offensive rebound, though, puts up another elbow J, and that one is off. And Quentin Grimes catches his miss for the 76ers. Grimes with a rebound, and Maxey trying to reward Quentin Grimes for his great work. And we'll see how this goes. Grimes puts up a 3, and that one is off the mark. He misfires it, and Strother catches his miss. And here come the Denver Nuggets with less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Sixers are getting the looks. They're just not cashing on in. And it seems like that there have been some pretty good play calls. They saw a couple of turnovers that they would certainly like to have back. But other than that, they played pretty good basketball. They just have not executed at the level that they should. Hunter Tyson will step in for Bruce Brown as Strother turns the ball over. Jabari Walker got the steal. And so Grimes gets it for the 76ers, and they're going to slow the tempo down with Tyrese Maxey, who crosses over. Bounce pass inside to Walker in the dunker spot. Nobody was on him, and the Sixers make the Denver defense pay. 1:25 remaining in quarter number 1. Strother out he's trapped, and a pass that goes to a three-point shooter, and that's Tyson, and that's no good. Bona gets the rebound. Grimes swings it out over to McCain. One more to Maxey for the lead for 3. Got it! There's the lead for Philadelphia. It's their first one of the ball game. Tyrese Maxey with 8 points on 3 for 5 shooting. And on the other side, Adem Bona is going to foul. It looks like it was Strother. Regardless, with 55 seconds left to go, we will have some free throws coming up. That was actually Zeke Naji, who is going to go to the line for the Denver Nuggets and try to tie things up at 26. One thing about this Denver team is that you can't take your foot off the gas against them. If they're able to get wide open looks, they're going to find a way to make you pay, even without their top players. They have a very good depth, and they're coached very well by Adelson. First free throw is good to make it 26-25, and the second foul shot is a swisher, and we're back to a tie game at 26 apiece. Zeke Naji goes 2 for 2 from the line. Sixers with a lot of dribble handoffs, and now Tyrese Maxey goes down the lane, puts up a layup inside, can't get it to go. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Sixers, and with 42.8 seconds left as the first quarter is dwindling down, Sixers have got to play defense. Nuggets got the rebound, and Zeke Naji is going to get the inbound pass here. He'll swing it over to Tyson over at the top of the key. And with 12 seconds left in the shot clock, Naji puts up a wide-open three and gets it to fall. 29-26, Philadelphia now trailing by 3. The Denver Nuggets doing a very good job shooting from beyond the arc. They are 4 for 11, but they have made 4 out of their last 7 threes, and that's really the stat of the quarter. 29-26, 8 seconds left on the game clock, and McCain puts up a wide-open tray, and the Sixers can't cash it in that time. We do have a loose ball foul called on Quentin Grimes, and that's going to result in another turnover for the 76ers with less than 4 seconds to go. What else we got going on in the chat? Andrew is here. What's up, Andrew? Andrew says, I'm ready for baseball to be back. Hey, my guy, did you end up making the basketball team? I remember you said that you were going to try out in November. I never heard from you, man. I wanted to know if you got on it. LP says agreed. Agreed on what? Just out of curiosity. Ugly first quarter for the 76ers, says Paul Hudrick. Denver threw a bunch of junk at them defensively, and they did not handle it well. Nuggets are up 29-26. I actually disagree. I think that the 76ers did a good job getting open looks, but they just missed a lot of wide-open threes. The first free throw's no good, and the second one's no good either. Sixers have a chance to try to tie it here before the end of the quarter. They can't on a prayer by Maxey. And the first quarter is done. It's in the books. It's a 29-26 game, and the Sixers are down by 3 as they go into quarter number 2. We'll take another step off, and we'll be right back in just a few moments. Welcome back on into Sixers play-by-play here on Play-by-Play with JJ. We appreciate you guys for taking the time to step on with us. We are now 5 subscribers away from getting to the 8,200 marker. So if you have not hit that thumbs up button and have subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do so. It is free. Subscribing is free. The Nuggets lead it 29-26 after the first quarter, and they are going on into quarter number 2. The Sixers just shot 18% from 3. They had 7 wide-open looks and were 2 for 11 shooting-wise from three-point range, and they've just got to do a better job. Now, they did a better job rebounding the basketball. They had 14 rebounds in that first quarter. Didn't start off that way, but then they did a much better job controlling the glass, and the Denver Nuggets didn't necessarily do so. The turnovers have been a little bit sloppy for the Sixers. You'd like to try to see them clean that up as they go into the second quarter. A couple of bad passes, one from B.J. Edgecombe, who was at the top of the key, trying to deliver a pass over to Joel Embiid, who was at the baseline, the left side of the baseline, and it was a little bit just to his left side. So B.J. knows that he has to make a much more crisp pass there. That was the one play that sort of stood out to me that was a turnover. LP says, I was agreeing with your comment about the Sixers not taking their foot off the gas. Oh, okay. All right. Sometimes, see, like, because I'm talking so much, I sort of forget, like, what I'm saying. And if it's, you know, if I'm, like, looking back at a comment that was from, like, 5 minutes ago, I'm like, wait, what did I say? I hope I didn't say anything bad. Here we go. Adem Bona out there for the 76ers, giving it down low to Quentin Grimes in the dunker spot. Grimes gets a little hezzy and puts it up. Can't put it in, but, however, the good news is that he's fouled, and he'll step backwards and go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. So, yeah, the Sixers are doing a good job on the glass. The good news, really, Joel Embiid just continues to look really good on offense. He is very swift with his moves. He's getting down low in the dunker spot. And, you know, he's not going to put up the numbers that he did a couple of years ago. But just to see him putting up good footwork and still attacking on offense, he's not going to necessarily dunk the ball like he used to or show off his athleticism like he used to, because he's just not that guy anymore, but he's still a very smart basketball player, and he can give you a lot offensively. It's 29-27, so the 76ers do trail by 2 points now. We have another foul issued on V.J. Edgecombe. So, and that was on the floor. It was a foul on the floor. Grimes ended up making the first free throw. He missed the second foul shot, and that's what led to the rebound by Peyton Watson. Tyson gets the inbound pass. That's Hunter Tyson, and he's going to throw it, and it's going to get intercepted by Paul George. And here come the Sixers. Grimes to Bona. He gets a little hesitation. He waits for the defender to go by. Pump fake, puts it up, and jams it on in. Great pass. It was a full-court pass by Quentin Grimes. As soon as Paul George got the steal, it went into Grimes' hands, and he just found Adem Bona down low, and he did a good job. Speaking of Grimes, he gets another rebound. Tries to go coast to coast. Hands it off over to Adem Bona, but it's turned on over. That time, it was not necessarily the best play by Grimes. Probably should have just held onto the ball there. But we do have another foul called on the other side. It's Paul George fouling Julian Strawther, and more free throws coming up. So after a really nice pass from Quentin Grimes, as soon as they get the ball back on offense, Grimes, who had Adem Bona about maybe 2 inches in front of him or so, just tried to toss it to him. Didn't want to hand it off to him, and the ball ended up getting intercepted by Denver. First free throw by Julian Strawther. He catches it in, and the lead goes back to Denver, 30-29. There's Joel Embiid on the bench. Second free throw is good, too. 31 points for the Denver Nuggets. They've certainly made their shots at the line, shooting 67%. They're 8 for 12 from the free throw line. Paul George steps back, puts up a 3 with a hand in his face, and he got it anyways. Just disgusting defense, but even more filthy offense for Paul George on the ISO. 32-31, George with 5 points. And the Sixers get the lead back and reclaim the lead. Here's Bona playing defense all over Bruce Brown. Can't make the tough layup. And VJ Edgecombe drives it on the other side. Kicks it out to Jared McCain. Thought about taking the three. And we have a turnover called. McCain ended up traveling. He was about to put up a shot, and then he took about a couple of dribbles. Can't do that there. And the Sixers end up turning it over because of that. And that's their 5th turnover of the first half. And it was a costly one. Strother giving it outside to Najee, another wide-open three. And Zeke Najee has just been draining them all night long. He's only averaging 2.6 points per game. And, well, he's well beyond that average, already at 8. 34-32. George with another three. Not that time. And another board belonging to Denver. Sixers had nobody down low in the post to try to get the rebound. Strother with a tough layup. Good defense, better offense. And Denver just continues to make their shots. It's a 36-32 Denver lead. And the Sixers have been a little bit cold to start off this second quarter. Again, here is Grimes at the top of the key, finding Edgecombe on the near corner, who takes it inside, about 4 steps, offensive rebound by Dembona, and he slams it home for 2. Bona just right there at the right time. Again, just in a very good position. And all he had to do was just flex his muscles and throw it down with both hands. Edgecombe playing good defense. Grimes almost stripped the ball away on the help coverage there. And instead, the ball still belongs to Denver. Another wide open three, and it's good, and that makes the 76ers pay. They almost got a steal and just got a very unlucky bounce. It's now 39-34. The tray hit over on the left wing, and it was by Hunter Tyson. 39-34, 8:23 left to go. Another rebound as another shot is missed by Philadelphia. And here's a wide open three, straight on, no good. Offensive rebound for Denver, but they lost the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Denver Nuggets, and Jared McCain will inbound the ball. That was Zeke Najee, who was just hitting on all cylinders from 3. And, well, the Sixers will get it back. Ty Eagles is here. What's going on, Ty? How you doing? Shout out to you. Appreciate you for being on here. George with a catch-and-shoot three at the top of the key, and he gets it to go. A swisher for Paul George. He's 2 for 3 from downtown in this second quarter. Give him 8 points and 3 for 5 from the field shooting-wise. He's starting to heat up for the Sixers, and that's a positive sign, too. Strother gets just a little bit of space, puts up a 3 over Bona, and Paul George corralling his 4th rebound of the game. George to Bona, almost lost it. Bona puts it up, puts it in, and gets fouled as well. Excellent team offense for the Philadelphia 76ers. George threw that thing right into the breadbasket. It was another pick and roll for the 76ers. The big man, Adem Bona, heading down the lane and just putting it up and in. I'll tell you what, they've had really good chemistry in this second quarter, Paul George and Adem Bona. And that is certainly something to take away as a positive. They're utilizing that pick and roll, and they're making Paul George into more of a facilitator and also a shooter, too. Bona's and one will not go in. It instead will go in and out. Bona's getting much better in position and stealing defenders off on these entry passes, and that's certainly a good take there by Sixers Nation on Twitter. We're tied at 39. Another foul that's going to be called. Oh, they're not going to call the foul. Excuse me. Instead, it was a 2. It was Curtis Jones who got it up and in. 41-39. George another 3. In and out it goes. And Jones gets the rebound. Works his way towards the other side. Backs down VJ Edgecombe. And gets a screen set by Brown. Edgecombe tries to play defense. Jones finds himself Tyson, who gets fouled by Bona, and we're going to have a Sixers timeout here with 6:45 to go. Okay. Dembona gets called for his third personal foul. He has to be careful. He does have 6 points, and he's 3 for 3 from the field. We'll see if that's a foul. I believe that the Sixers are going to challenge this. Paul George decides whether he's going to shoot before he even gets the ball, says Seabain. That's interesting. I did not see the green light go off, but didn't necessarily look like a traditional timeout by Nick Nurse. All right, another step off. We're going to be right back. David Jones is also here. Shout out to you, man. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Philadelphia 76ers trail by 2 points to the Denver Nuggets. It is a 41-39 game. The Sixers have played a little bit better in the second quarter. By the way, the Sixers did win their challenge. There was no foul called on Dembona, so they take that off. And 76ers 18-7 in coaches' challenges, which is actually really hard to believe. But that's great. That's really awesome. So the Sixers are going to get the ball back. Jared McKean will inbound it to Dembona, who hands it off to Maxey, running down the lane, trying to put up a layup inside. And the follow-through is no good either by Dembona. Maxey should have had the layup. Here's a wide-open three by Denver, and that's off the mark. McKean couldn't box out there, but the Sixers do get a steal. Watson got the rebound, and then Maxey stole it right from him and took his lunch money. Grimes on the drive to the basket gets a head in the face, and therefore we'll have some free throws coming up. Looked like it was Hunter Tyson who just knocked him right in the face inadvertently. It was just accidental, just trying to go for the ball. Oh, man. All right, 5 more subs, man. Let's go. Where's everybody tapping on in from? Let us know down below where you guys are tuning in from tonight. The first free throw by Grimes makes it a 1-point deficit. Love to see what this guy just continues to do off the bench for you. He's been an absolute weapon, averaging 14.6 points per game. His points have gone down just a little bit, but he's still making a huge impact for the 76ers, and that is really what matters. He ties the game at 41 as both free throws are good. Embiid back out there.
Excellent.
And he's playing with a Dembona. Another catch-and-shoot three by Denver, and they make the Sixers pay. Sixers just cannot close out again. This was something that they were doing before their last 3 games. Maxey does get a little bit of space, decides not to take the three, though, and instead will deliver it back to Quentin Grimes. Maxey and Grimes having a little two-man game. Grimes swings it outside. It was a good play to McCain, and the Sixers swinging around the timeline again. They give it back to McCain for a near-wing three, and we're tied up at 44 apiece. Good to see Jared McCain hitting some shots, and you'd like to try to see a little bit more of that. Zigzagging down the lane is Hunter Tyson. He gets it back on the near wing, swings it around the timeline, and here's a three that's up, and that's good. That is Hunter Tyson knocking it down with a 17-foot jump shot. His foot was on the line. It was a 2. It's not a 3. It's 46-44. LP says I'm tapping in from Maryland. Here's a shot by Maxey. It was a floater. He gets it to go. He'll also go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play and try to give the Sixers their 3rd lead of the game. And so we'll have another free throw by Tyrese Maxey. 11 points tonight for Tyrese, 4 for 8 from the field. Him and Embiid combined today have shot the ball 9 for 15 in this game. They have 7 rebounds combined and 3 assists too. So the free throw is good, and the Sixers claim the lead again.
Excellent.
47-46 with less than 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Another catch-and-shoot three by Denver, and that's a little bit off the mark. Grimes gets the rebound and just saves the basketball from going out of bounds. That was a nice play by him. Maxey with a bounce pass to Embiid on the low block. He's double-teamed. Nice pass outside to McCain. Over to Grimes. And Maxey gets the next pass here. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Maxey wants to ISO. He gives it back to Embiid on the corner for a three. And he got it with the shot clock winding down. Nice play and a good job by Tyrese Maxey being unselfish. 4:31 left to go. Timeout taken by Adelson. And the Sixers and the Denver Nuggets. We'll be right back. Sixers with the lead, 49-46. I love it when this team just plays unselfish and they're able to just find the open shooter. The one thing that made the Golden State Warriors and even the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, when you think about Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, what made them so good was that they were able to just find the open shooter, and they were very unselfish. Like, those teams just had a little bit of a groove to them, and it just felt like that they loved playing with each other. And I'm not telling you that the Sixers are going to win a championship here, but from what I've seen over the last 3 games, everybody's connecting. Everyone's gelling together, and it just continues to be a step in the right direction just from watching everyone play with each other, and it just seems like that they just love doing that. Sometimes, like, we get a big 3 like James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, and it was more so just less about passing the ball, and it was just trying to figure out, like, who's going to ISO, who's going to take the shot. And it wasn't necessarily a good brand of team basketball where you saw guys just trying to make plays for each other and, I don't know, get a feel, if that makes any sort of sense. You didn't really see a lot of pick and rolls being run, and now part of that's coaching, right? Part of that is also on the coaching staff too, because you got to make that work. If you're Steve Nash, you gotta find a way to figure that out. But at the same time, I just feel like that the players just love playing with each other, and there really seems to be a connection there and a sort of brotherhood and a bond that you see just from watching this team play together, and that's really important, you know. And then I've been very happy that that's been the case over the last 4 games. We don't know if they're going to stay healthy. We don't want to get too much ahead of ourselves. But if they keep playing like this, look out. That's really just the bottom line. LP says, let's go 76ers. Let's go, baby. Guys, if you do want to become a member, it is $2.99 a month. and you are more than welcome to become a member. What you get access to with a membership is you get access to all these really cool emojis. You can drop them in the chat. We have a Joel Embiid emoji, a Tyrese Maxey one, and when we do Eagles games, we switch it up and we have certain emojis there too. And then for the Philadelphia Phillies, it's the same thing. So the more memberships we get, the more emotes we get, which is absolutely awesome. So again, it's $2.99 a month. I'm gonna drop the membership link down below, so that way you guys can see that if it does pop up. There's also the social medias. You can check that out too. There's the memberships link. It's right there. So the 76ers lead at 49-46. There's about 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this first half between Philadelphia and Denver, who, by the way, is without Jokic, without Aaron Gordon, and there's no Jamal Murray and no Christian Brown in this game either. Sixers get a steal. It was a nice play by Tyrese Maxey, finding Embiid on the low block. A little Euro step, the ball gets volleyballed, and it goes back into the hands of Embiid. Bruce Brown cannot hold on to the rebound. Grimes giving it back to Embiid on the foul line extended. Here comes the double team. He's looking to pass. Instead, he's going to take a shot over 2 defenders, and he got it. He had 4 hands in his face, and yet he still made that shot. That's just incredible offense for Joel Embiid with 15 points in this game. Another 3 by Denver. It was Peyton Watson. Couldn't knock it down that time. Maxey swings it on the outlet pass to McCain. His 3. He fires. It's no good. Bona gets the rebound, but it's intercepted by Denver. It looked like Watson got his hand in the cookie jar there, and he gave it over to Bruce Brown. We have a foul called on the 76ers. It'll be on Tyrese Maxey for pushing and shoving Jones. How are you tonight, JJ? It is good to see you as always, my friend. It's very good to see you too, Scott. I'm happy to see you on here. I'm doing pretty well, man. How are you? How are you? Let me know how you're doing down below. Shout out to my guy. 51 points for the Philadelphia 76ers. They will make some substitutions. VJ Edgecombe steps back in for Adem Bona. That's certainly one of the substitutions. Here's another 3 by Denver, and they make the Sixers pay as Jalen Pickett, who just came back in the game for the Nuggets, ends up picking up where he left off in the first quarter. 51 points for the Sixers and 49 for the Denver Nuggets. Don't want to let them go on a run. Grimes on the perimeter. Bounce pass to Embiid on the low block. Embiid with a no-look pass to Edgecombe, and Edgecombe misfires the tray. The Denver Nuggets taking advantage on offense. Maxey nearly got a steal. He took a gamble. Did not work. Brown gets it at the top of the key. Wants to ISO over Grimes. And now gets a pick anyways. And he's going to be unselfish. And he'll pass it out over to Spencer Jones, who drives it inside again with the left hand on the left side of the baseline. Kicks it out. And there's a 3-point shot that's good by Jalen Pickett. And that's going to give Denver the lead. Back-to-back threes for Jalen Pickett. And again, no one able to close him out for a corner 3. And the Sixers are down by 1. Now, we do have a shooting foul on Denver as Spencer Jones just slapped VJ Edgecombe, or Quentin Grimes that is, over on the wrist. That's who it was. And with 2:07 to go, Grimes will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. Scott says he's doing wonderful. That's awesome. I'm doing wonderful too. I am. We're about 2 minutes and 7 seconds away from going into halftime. Overall, a good first quarter from Joel Embiid. The Sixers got a lot of good looks. They just were not able to cash in. They shot the ball 4 for 11 in the first quarter, but they've done a much better job in this second quarter. It's 52-52. The Sixers get the lead on the first free throw by Quentin Grimes. George, Embiid, Maxey, Edgecombe, and Grimes out there for the Sixers. VJ, by the way, has not scored a bucket. The second free throw, that's no good. So Grimes only goes 1 for 2 from the line. Holmes driving it inside over Tyrese Maxey. And we'll see what happens here. Maxey trying to stand his ground, and he gets a block. And the ball goes out of bounds. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Excellent defense by Tyrese Maxey. Jalen Pickett ended up coming on Maxey at the last second and tried to spin around on him. And Maxey was able to deflect it. And with 5 seconds on the shot clock, Denver has to get the inbound here and put up a shot very quickly. Here we go. The ball finds another open shooter, and another three is up, and that's good. Deron Holmes makes it 54-53. And so they actually called that, what was it, a 2? Foot was on the line. Another three by the Sixers, and they can't cash in again. That was Quentin Grimes wide open in the far corner. Brown gets the rebound. An outlet pass over to Deron Holmes, who throws it down with two hands. And it's now 56-53. Sixers just caught sleeping out in transition, leaving the man open in the dunker spot. Embiid will settle for a three. He tried to bank it in. It was way off. The banks are closed at this hour. 1 minute left in this first half. Another three by Denver. It hits off the front of the rim, and VJ Edgecombe corrals the miss for Philadelphia. Maxey on the drive to the basket, and he ends up making the layup just on it was a little Euro step, and he was able to shimmy and get a little bit of daylight. 56-55 now is the score. Sixers trail by 1. Jones riding down the lane, giving it back outside to Bruce Brown. He's conducting the traffic, controlling the tempo, being the floor general out there. Giving it back to Holmes at the top of the key. Swings it around, gets it back, puts up an elbow J, off the catch and shoot, and knocks it down again. Good defense by Embiid. Better offense by Watson. 58-55. Peyton Watson with 12. He's 4 for 5 from the field. And the Sixers, with 12 seconds left in the second quarter, 1 second differentiated in the shot clock from the game clock. Edgecombe in the far corner, giving it over to Embiid, swings it outside. Grimes pump fake three at the buzzer, got it to go with 9/10 of a second left. And so a prayer is up, and it's denied by VJ Edgecombe. It was off of a three-quarters court shot by Bruce Brown, and Philadelphia and Denver will go into halftime all knotted up at 58 apiece. So we'll be right back in a little bit. We'll dissect what happened in that first half, talk a little bit more about it. Tyrese Maxey's complaining with the referee. Just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know if he got teed up or what. I don't think he did. But he's not happy about something. And the Sixers are going to go into halftime. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome on into the halftime show here on Play-by-Play with JJ. Philadelphia 76ers and the Denver Nuggets are currently tied at 58 apiece. It was a late start. The 76ers got started at 8:30. The game is on Peacock, so that's why. And they are playing at home, so it's a 58-58 start for both teams. I'll tell you this, that the Philadelphia 76ers overall, like my biggest takeaway from that first half was just that the big three just continues to do a good job delivering and also gelling and finding their chemistry. It just, again, the more that they all play together, it just seems like that they're just finding what works. The pick and roll offense has been nice. I wish that they've gone to it a little bit more, but the one reason why that they haven't is because Denver's defense has done a very good job stepping up. You've seen a lot of times guys like Deron Holmes and even guys like Jalen Pickett are just able to rotate really well on defense, and I think that that's caused the 76ers to be a little bit uncomfortable at times. The Sixers did miss a lot of wide-open threes in the first quarter, and they have to clean that up. They have to execute a little bit better. They also had 4 turnovers in that first quarter, too, and some of that was just sloppy play. But I really am not mad at how the 76ers have played so far in this game. I thought that they actually did a much better job in the second quarter. You saw more minutes with the Dembona out there and Joel Embiid. And for how much I have critiqued Nick Nurse, I just really have to say that I am very impressed with what he's been able to do, bringing this team together and coaching them at a pretty high level. It just, when I'm watching the play calling and I'm watching what they're running, it just seems like that they're able to find a lot of plays that are just working out very well. The rotations have looked really solid, and with what we're seeing from the players, there's no doubt about it. Guys are stepping up to the occasion. You saw a nice little 3 by Jared McCain today. It's just good to see him get back into his groove a little bit. Unfortunately, with how things have been going for the 76ers, he's in a spot where he really just can't get out of the slump. And he is on a team that is just stacked, really. And so they don't rely on him to be like a number one option. So he really just can't necessarily work on getting out of this funk by himself and going out there to play 30 minutes a night. That's just not how the 76ers are running things right now, and with the way that they're rolling, it's really hard for McCain to even just get minutes. So that is really where I stand on that side of things. But overall, I think that they had a very nice, solid first quarter. VJ Edgecombe was a little bit cold, but I think that also that they defended them really well. He's 0 for 5 from the field. Would like to see him try to be a little bit more aggressive, but I do think that in the second half that he will step up, and I certainly know that he's more than capable of just hitting shots in the fourth quarter when it really matters the most, and he's not afraid to fire the 3. So if the Sixers are running a play and they're trying to go to the pick and roll, and that's not working, and Tyrese Maxey is going to get double-teamed with the shot clock winding down, VJ Edgecombe can certainly make you pay if you do leave him wide open. Paul George, I liked some of the fadeaway threes that he had in that second quarter. I actually thought that sort of set the tempo for the Philadelphia 76ers with the isolation shots that he hit. I was listening to somebody talking about the 76ers a couple of days ago, and they said that they really don't want Paul George isoing that much. And while I understand that he's older, right, he's 35, and he shouldn't necessarily be isolating that many times, I still want him to do it some of the time. If he feels confident doing it, why not? And if the shot is falling, then fine. I think that whatever's working, you can't necessarily be afraid of getting away from what's working. I think that you have to just continue to just play your brand of game And if it's working out really well, it's working out well. I love the two-man game between George and Adembona, too. Thought that was working out really well. And Adembona just continues to give you really good minutes off the bench. And that is also a credit to not only just Adembona himself, but again, Nick Nurse. We critiqued him a couple of games ago in the Memphis game, and we said, where was Andre Drummond? Why isn't Andre Drummond playing? And to be quite honest with you, I think that they're really trying to experiment with this two big lineup with Joel Embiid out there and Adembona, and it's actually working out very well for whatever the case is. Adembona is protecting the rim better. He's not fouling as much. This guy was a guy who was getting into a lot of foul trouble, and he would just make some crazy fouls and get himself out of the game. And he didn't necessarily like that because the 76ers didn't have a lot of backup centers, and they needed Adembona to just play better basketball and stay on in there. So I've been impressed with him, too, in this one as well. Anything else that I really want to say about that first half? I talked about Joel Embiid a little bit of time. I'm just in awe that this guy is playing at the level that he's playing at. When he first stepped on the basketball court this year, I was surprised. I really thought that the guy should have just retired, and I never thought that he was going to be the same. And I am just so proud to be wrong about Joel Embiid because he just gets to continue to get better and better each and every day when you see him out there, and it's really a lot of fun to watch. They're just a fun team. Let's just be honest. The Philadelphia 76ers are playing a very fun brand of basketball where they're just not they're not being selfish. They're playing a good brand. The ball is finding the open shooter. They're swinging the hot potato around, giving the rock to other guys, and the ball just finds the open shooter. And that's great. That's what has made the 76ers a lot of fun to watch, really. So, I love it. As a team, the Philadelphia 76ers shot about 29% from three. I think that the main reason why they're only tied in this game is because they're 6 for 21 from downtown. Denver's made 4 more threes, and those threes were wide open. The Denver Nuggets did do a better job rebounding in the second quarter. I'd like to see the 76ers box out better, which they did do in the first quarter, ironically, even though they didn't play as good in the first quarter because they weren't hitting wide open shots. And they also turned the ball over quite a bit of time in that first quarter. But they took better care of the basketball in the second quarter, and they played a much cleaner game, and that's all that you can pretty much ask for. So let me know what your thoughts are down below on how you guys feel that the 76ers did in that first half. What did you like? What do you think needs to be better? How do you feel about Adembona and Joel Embiid playing together as much as they have been? Do you miss Andre Drummond, or is Adembona playing really well in your eyes too? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Embiid, 7 for 11 shooting-wise from the field. That's great. The bench has been stepping up in this one, too. We talked about Adembona. Quentin Grimes doing his thing. He's made 5 out of 6 free throws. He also had a nice little 3 that he made as well, which was wide open. He's had a couple of assists. He's been very active on the glass. And then Jared McCann had a 3. Jabari Walker hit a field goal as well. Also got you a rebound and a steal. So, yeah, very happy with how things have gone. And we'll see if they can keep it up as they go into quarter number 3, which is where we're going to go to right now. So, yeah, let us know. 5 more subs till we get to the 8,200 marker. We are ready to start off the third quarter right now. Philadelphia is tied at 58 against the Denver Nuggets. And the Sixers are going to be going from right to left. And they'll have their same starters out there: Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Dominic Barlow, VJ Edgecombe, and Joel Embiid in no particular order. Edgecombe has a donut, but he also does have 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And Maxey has 13, Embiid is 15, George is 8, and Barlow has 6 in this one. Also a better game from Dominic Barlow, too, that's for sure. So Maxey gets the inbound pass. He swings it over to Edgecombe, drives it inside, kicks it out to Barlow for a 3, and he knocks it down. And the Sixers take a 61-58 lead. 4.9-point differential in the third quarter, which is the worst in the NBA for the 76ers. But again, they played much better in their last 3 games, specifically in the third quarter. And so Denver now has the rock, and they'll try to come up with a counterpunch as Jalen Pickett wants to ISO over Embiid. Good defense, better offense. He had a hand in his face, and Jalen Pickett just continues to knock down shots. This guy is just absolutely heating up. He has 17 points in this game, and he is feeling it from three-point range. Edgecombe, again, driving it towards the inside of the baseline, kicking it out to Embiid for another 3, and Joel Embiid knocks down a 3. That was from the near wing, and he catches a bullseye and throws it on in. Watson, Pickett, Holmes, Jones, and Brown are in there for Denver, who are without Jokic, Gordon, Murray, and Brown. Here we go. Watson going behind his back, putting up an elbow J over Paul George, and that one goes in and out. Sixers have it as they go down the timeline again. Maxey on the far corner of the Paul George for a catch-and-shoot 3. Just a little bit off the mark. It gets pinballed off the hand of VJ Edgecombe. Edgecombe says to challenge this, and the 76ers will not do so. I thought at first, watching it in real time, that it was last touched by Watson. But, again, could have been wrong. Would like to see a replay of that. But obviously they will not show that. There's a dribble handoff that goes down the lane to Watson, and he puts it up and puts it on in. And so, Denver back down by 1. We've played just 2 minutes in this third period so far. Sixers have a 1-point lead at 64-63. Edgecombe bounces it to Embiid, and Embiid throws a bad pass, and luckily enough, the Sixers, they're not going to keep the basketball. It went off of Paul George's left hand. But I thought that maybe it was touched by a Denver Nugget last, and George got a piece on it. He did, and Denver, again, wants to try to capitalize here. But before that happens, Tyrese Maxey, or Dominic Barlow that is, commits a personal foul. 9 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Jalen Pickett is just averaging 3.3 points per game in his career. And tonight, he has 19. And he's just been on fire. He's 7 for 12 from the field. He has 3 boards and 2 assists as well. Maxey guarding the inbound pass, and as Brown drives it into the lane, Tyrese Maxey deflects it and comes up with the basketball. Embiid looking to hand it off over to Tyrese Maxey. Now has to improvise. Dumps it off to Paul George instead. George with a bounce pass to Embiid, driving towards the baseline and initiating the contact, and the foul is called on Jalen Pickett, who just slapped him right on the left hand, and Embiid will go back to the line for a pair of free throws. So Embiid able to improvise. That was supposed to be a dribble handoff that was supposed to go to Tyrese Maxey, but instead the Sixers had to come up with another play there, and it certainly did work. You like the little handoff that he had over to George, and then George had to operate the pick and roll, and it worked for the 76ers. The first free throw by Embiid is good. Gave Joel Embiid in this game 19 points. He needs one more to get to 20. Love to see it when Embiid is just aggressive and going to the line. And there's point number 20 for Joel Hans Embiid.
Excellent.
It's a game high. It's a 66-63 game. On the outside is Watson. Watson with a bounce pass. Here's another 3 by Watson, and that's good. Watson had it, and then Pickett gave it over to him. And Watson got it back for a 3, and we're knotted up. Each team has scored 8 points so far. Sixers go inside, outside to George. Maxey had it. Maxey gets it back. They swing the hot potato around and find Barlow again for a corner 3. It's no good. Edgecombe plays really good defense, trying to box in his defender, and the ball goes off of Pickett's hands thanks to VJ Edgecombe's defense, and able to recognize that he had to be aggressive there. Barlow again, dribbling with the right hand, finding Embiid on the baseline again, and he draws the contact, and he's fouled by Spencer Jones. Now, people are probably going to say, well, Embiid was foul baiting there, and I'll tell you what, Spencer Jones made a little bit of contact with his right hand, and I thought that Joel Embiid did just a very good job luring him on in there. So it was a foul on the floor, they call it. It was not in the act of shooting. That part I don't understand. But Maxey gets the inbound pass anyways. They give it up to Paul George, and we have a defensive 3-second violation called on Deron Holmes, and that equates to a technical foul, and therefore Maxey is going to go to the line for a free throw. We need 4 more subs for us to get to 8,200. If you did just subscribe to the channel, comment who you are down below. Maxey at the line to give the Sixers the lead again. He can't hit it. It hits the back iron. Sixers do retain possession, though. Ty says, let's go Sixers, baby. I'm with you. Let's go Philadelphia. Let's go. Maxey gets the inbound pass and takes it over to the logo. Dribbles with the left hand, being heavily guarded by Jalen Pickett. Finding Barlow in the dunker spot, and we have a very late foul called on Jalen Pickett. And the Sixers are going to get the ball back with 8:03 left to go. I mean, he was ready to march down the field, and the referee said, bring it back, bring it back. Pickett just throws his hands up in the air. All right, here we go. Maxey on the drive to the basket. Gets it denied by Peyton Watson. Barlow saves it. However, he stepped out of bounds at the very last second. He gave it all that he had, and it'll be Denver Nuggets basketball. VJ is ice cold, says old Maisie. Well, it happens, man. Sometimes it's just not your shooting night. And it is what it is. 66 points for each team so far. And he can change that, right? Like, he can get hot at any time. Embiid forced to guard Jalen Pickett again, and that does not work. Jalen Pickett launching it and making it from downtown. It's now 69-66. Pickett does foul Paul George, though, on the floor. And that is going to be his 3rd personal foul. So that is the good news if you're the 76ers. This guy is just going Steph Curry all over the 76ers. He has the Midas touch, and he has ice in his veins. He is 6 for 8 from 3 in tonight's game in 21 minutes of play, and is a +8 for the Nuggets. 69-66, Edgecombe with a little bounce pass over to George. Edgecombe gets it back, almost turned it over, finds Paul George on a bounce pass for a 3, and George couldn't cash in the wide open look. Sixers could have made that, and they should have. Again, Watson being picked up by Dominic Barlow, who's playing pretty good defense, but Watson found a little bit of daylight, and he still made it anyways, 71-66. George isolating, driving it towards the baseline. Bounce pass to Edgecombe. His 3, and that's good. Speaking of VJ Edgecombe, that's his first 3 points of the game. It's a 71-69 ball game. Holmes getting it, and Bruce Brown gets it back, drives it inside, kicks it out to Holmes, and he turns the ball over. He lost it. It was Butterfingers, and it went off of his right hand and went on out of bounds, and the Sixers will take a timeout with 6 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. They trail by 2, 71-66. to 69. VJ will get better, says Ty. Yeah, I'm really not worried about it. And you know what? If it's an off night for him, sometimes that just happens, right? And guys are allowed to have off nights. You can't be perfect every single night. That's just not reasonable, right? We saw Chris Paul. We've seen Steph Curry go like 1 for 19 in a game. We've seen Steph Curry go on a stretch where he was like 2 for his last 35 from 3. It just happens, right? And you're going to have slumps. So my point is that the best of the best struggle at times. And so it's only human for you to, to not always be on your A game. Other scores around the National Basketball Association. Let's go through those right now. Phoenix and Houston are going into the fourth quarter as they're knotted up at 78 apiece. Charlotte leads it 106-80 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Whoever took that is a huge upset. Gosh, 106-80. Speaking of a team that's not shooting the ball well, that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. You realize that they're 9 for 32 in that game, only shooting 28% from 3. They're getting out-rebounded 46-25 too against the Charlotte Hornets. That's a huge upset there. Now, Boston did win 115-101 at home against Chicago. Toronto won their matchup against Atlanta 118-100, and the Detroit Pistons absolutely crushed the New York Knicks 121-90. At 10:10, we will have 2 games, including the Utah Jazz out in Portland, taking on the Trailblazers, and then the Golden State Warriors are on the road, taking on the LA Clippers. And both of those games should be getting started in just a few moments. If you're just tuning on in for the first time tonight, make sure that you let us know where you guys are tapping on in from. We appreciate each and every one of you for being on here. We know that there is a college football game on tonight, but if you guys do enjoy our content, hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. And push this out there, man. Tell everybody else about, or tell your friends and tell your family members about this channel. It really does help things out for sure. We want to just continue to spread the word and try to give more people access to Sixers games, even if they can't watch the game on TV, or if people just, want to turn down the commentators and put us on. That's pretty cool, too. All right, so the 76ers are down by 2 points, and we're just about halfway done the third quarter. The Sixers have put up only 11 points in this quarter so far. It's 71-69. Grimes gets it for the Sixers. He's back out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. Edgecombe throws it away. The ball was supposed to go to Embiid, and that was a bad turnover there. Here's a 2 that's up and in, and it's now 73-69. No foul called. Good 2-point shot made there by Zeke Naji. And so here we go. Maxey giving it back over to Edgecombe. They play hot potato with each other. Maxey to Edgecombe again. He's at the top of the key. Tyrese Maxey has to get working here. Maxey steps back, gives it over to Edgecombe at the last second for a 3, and he got it. He had a lot of space to be able to cash in that 3, and as Maxey was blitzed, at the very last second, he was like, I see that VJ's open, and VJ just caught it in stride and hit the 3-point shot, and the Sixers are down by 1. Strother running down the lane again for Denver. He lost the ball as he gave it over to Watson, and the Sixers could take the lead with a 2 here if they decide to do so and if they can hit a shot. Maxey around the timeline, taking it behind his back, getting his defender on skates, and he lays it up and in. He broke his defender's ankles. I believe that was Jalen Pickett that was guarding him, and it was an awesome play by Tyrese Maxey with the dribble moves and doing an excellent job on offense. Here's a layup that's up by Peyton Watson, and Walker fouls him, and we'll have some free throws coming on up. Just again, soft touch for Tyrese Maxey. Pickett just went right on down, and there was nothing that he can do to stop Reese. 74-73, 76ers are now tied again as Denver makes their first free throw. It was Peyton Watson at the line. They'll try to give them the lead with one more. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Olmazy is here. Ty Eagles is also here too. And for those of you that are tuning in the background, we appreciate you guys as well. 5 minutes left to go. Second free throw, no good. And the rebound goes to VJ Edgecombe. Maxey crossing over again, driving towards the elbow. Steps back, puts up a 2, and hits the mid-range jump shots. He's starting to heat up, and the fans are getting pretty loud here. 17 points for Tyrese Maxey. He has scored 4 straight in a row. Brown on the drive to the basket, makes the layup, and he'll go to the line for one more. Jabari Walker fouled him on the left wrist, could not stay on him, and Bruce Brown showing the rookie how it's done. But going back to that Maxey step back, Jay, I mean, you just give him a little bit of space, and you just got to pray that he's off. That's really how it goes. The free throw is good. It's 77-76. Denver up by 1 with 4.5 minutes to go. Bonge is here. JJ, Tony sent me to help you get 100 likes. I got you, bro. Let's go. Tony? Who's Tony, man? Shout out to Tony, though. Here is Tyrese Maxey on the drive to the basket, and we have a foul called on Bruce Brown. And we'll have some free throws coming up for Tyrese. You're the man, dude. Shout out to you. I'm happy to see you on here. Hopefully you're doing well, my guy. Maxey at the line for a pair of foul shots. And the first free throw will go on in to tie the game at 77. He says, keep up the good work and show up to the postgame with RB. We love seeing you there once you're done with your stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love my guy, RB. That's my brother. He really is. Love talking to my brother. He's a great guy. All right, so we're tied again. It's 77 apiece with 4 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this third quarter. And so Maxey going to the line for one more. And here's the foul shot. He puts it up. He can't put it in. It just bounces out. Offensive rebound, though, for the Sixers. It's Jabari Walker. Not once, but twice. He got it. Good effort there by Jabari Walker. No one could box him out. And he makes the Denver Nuggets pay. That's the type of basketball that we love to see. Physical, intense, and just absolutely sensational. Embiid does foul Jalen Pickett. It was a personal foul. They're going to call it on the floor. And it'll still be Denver basketball with about less than 4 minutes remaining in this third period. So Brown, Pickett, Watson, Najee, and Strother are the 5 for Denver. And for the Sixers, they got Embiid, Maxey, Edgecombe, Walker, and Grimes. Another foul called, I believe. Actually, Embiid just blocked Najee's layup, and it went out of bounds. That's what happened, and it'll still be Denver ball. They're playing very physical defense, the Sixers, and they're doing a good job closing out and staying on their man and staying disciplined. Another block by Joel down low on the block. Strother comes up with it, but it's intercepted by Jabari Walker. I'll tell you, Joel Embiid doing it on both sides now, and that's absolutely awesome. Another foul called. It's a personal on Julian Strother, and that's going to put the 76ers at the line. The Sixers are in the bonus, and we will have some more free throws. Embiid is just taking over this third quarter on both sides of the basketball, and you love to see it. Let's go, big fella. Here's Joel at the line to try to get 21 points for number 21, and he does. And the Sixers now have 80 points, and a timeout taken by Denver. We'll take a very quick step off. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. 3 more subs till we get to that 8,200 marker. Let's go. We're back in action. The Philadelphia 76ers are up by 3 points. It's an 80-77 game. Neil is here in the chat. What's up, Neil? He says, how's it going, JJ? Great play-by-play as always. I'm happy to see you on here, man. Everything's going very well. I can't necessarily complain. The Philadelphia 76ers are up by 3 points. Oh, but JJ, look, the Denver Nuggets are missing Nikola Jokic. They're missing Jamal Murray. They're missing Aaron Gordon. And they're missing Christian Brown and a couple other guys, too. I'll tell you what, I don't care who is out there. All I care about is the fact that this big four just continues to get reps and that they just continue to gel no matter what the opponent is, no matter who the opponent is. And that's what really matters at the end of the day, because if the Sixers, we all know, if they want to make a deep playoff run, they're going to need those guys healthy. And Joel Embiid, I will take this as a positive, but he just continues to dominate on offense, and he looks really more so like himself. Again, I'm not going to go as far and tell you that he's back and he's playing like an MVP level, but he is playing far better than what I expected, and he's doing a lot on offense, and his footwork has been great, and that's what the 76ers have needed. They don't need him to go out there and be his old athletic self. With the way that the team is constructed, they just need him to just put up really good footwork, make the defense pay, get his points at times, and he doesn't have to be, back to his MVP self. That's not the case, and it's beautiful to see. Hunter Tyson will be a new substitution for the Denver Nuggets. He'll step in for Jalen Pickett, who has had a career-high game, just making a lot of threes. He's 6 for 8 from downtown. And Jared McCain will step on in for VJ Edgecombe. The second free throw by Joel is good as gold.
Excellent.
There's Peyton Watson dribbling it down the lane and dumping it off. Grimes comes up with it, and actually Maxey ended up getting a hand on it and was credited for the steal. Maxey back to Grimes on the near corner, and he stepped out of bounds, and we're going to have another Sixers turnover. Just when Tyrese Maxey plays solid defense and the Sixers go out in transition, Quentin Grimes just turns it over and makes a careless mistake. That's not what you want. Brown at the top of the perimeter, dumping it off and getting it back. And working around the screen, taking it over towards the baseline, puts up a 2, can't get it, grabs his own miss, and lays it up and in over the big fella, Joel Embiid. And just got it off the window to make it 81-79. Less than 3 minutes to go. Maxey crosses over, steps back, gives it over to Embiid at the nail. What's Embiid going to do? He gets a defender off balance. Sixers have a 5-on-4 advantage here. Maxey goes down the lane, puts it up, can't put it in. And Embiid on the tip back, he puts it up and is able to knock it down with 2 fingers. Embiid now with 24 points in this game. He's 9 for 14 shooting-wise in this game. Brown lost the ball, and Maxey pokes it away, gets it, puts up a 3, and cashes it in. And Denver calls a timeout as the Philadelphia 76ers take advantage. There we go. Two more subs. Denver has 3 timeouts left, and Philadelphia has 4. That is what I'm talking about. The crisp basketball movement for the 76ers, and a good pickup by Tyrese Maxey off of a fumble by Peyton Watson. If they're going to make mistakes, you make them pay. It's as simple as that. If they're going to just screw up on plays, how do you capitalize? That's what they just did. If we do actually take a look at the NBA standings right now, and we really haven't done much of this year, but the Philadelphia 76ers are in 5th place. They're about a game behind the Toronto Raptors. They could gain half a game if they end up winning. Now, Toronto has won their last 2 games, but they would just be half a game behind them again, and this would be win number 20 for Philadelphia. So they're 19-14. They're looking to go 20-14, and we'll see how that works. It's 86-79 with 2 minutes to go. Excuse me. Here is Strawther giving it over towards the far wing and driving it down over towards the baseline, putting up a tough shot. That's Hunter Tyson. He got fouled. Couldn't put it in. But we'll have some free throws nonetheless. On the other side of things, though, if we take a look at the standings in the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they are 4.5 games up on the San Antonio Spurs. And then it's the Lakers, who are 2 games behind them, as well as Denver. Denver is tied with the Lakers for that 3rd seed. Los Angeles technically has the tiebreaker against Denver because they've won. I think that the Lakers beat them in 1 game so far. First free throw is good by Hunter, and he makes the second one as well. It's back to a 5-point ball game, 86-81. Edgecombe back out there for the 76ers. He draws a double team and is looking to bounce pass it over to Embiid, who rolls down the lane, puts up a tough floater, kisses it off the window, and that is good. It's 88-81. Love Joel Embiid luring in the defense and just making ridiculous shots on top of it. Another floater by Denver. That's no good. Edgecombe is Pac-Man eating up the rebounds, finding Jabari Walker down the lane, streaming to the basket, and laying it up and in with the right hand. A 9-2 run by the Sixers over the last 90 seconds, and there's a minute left to go. Here's a wide-open three by Denver, and that's good. Zeke Naji again. They cannot close out on this guy. It's like that they're allergic to him, or they just forget that he's a shooter and he can make shots. Quentin Grimes just missed a pull-up J, and a rebound belongs to Peyton Watson again, and he's just been doing a much better job on the glass in this third quarter. Watson finding the pick and roll down below, and Zeke Naji was the intended receiver. He got it and got fouled by VJ Edgecombe, and more free throws coming up. Oh, man. Jim Horton is here. What's up, Jim? He says, I'm tuning in to hear your play-by-play. The other Philly guy just yells. I have no idea what's going on in the game with him. Oh, man, I appreciate you for stopping on by. Yes, so we do like a more old-school radio play-by-play style for the Sixers, for the Eagles, and for the Phillies. And we also do a lot of baseball content on this channel. This is more so of our quote-unquote off-season. You know, we do as many Sixers games as we can. Same thing with the Eagles. And so I'm really glad that you appreciate this. Welcome aboard to the Play-by-Play with JJ community. That's why we're called Play-by-Play with JJ. 90-84. Both free throws are good, and it's now 90-85. So Zeke Naji makes both foul shots. 30 seconds left to go. Edgecombe takes a three, puts it up, and puts it in. He shot it very early in the shot clock. He wanted to get that 2-for-1 possession, and it worked. 93-85. Sixers trying to play defense. Quentin Grimes guarding, that is, Peyton Watson. Here comes a screen. Watson driving it down towards the left elbow. Puts up a tough floater with the left hand over Embiid, and he got it. Good defense, better offense. 8 seconds left. Shot clock's unplugged. All eyes on VJ Edgecombe, who's at the top of the key. Bounce passing it to Embiid. Embiid draws a pump fake, puts up a three, and he can't put it in, and that's going to do it. He tried to lean into the contact. It didn't work that time, but the Sixers, the good news is that they have a 6-point lead. It's 93-87 as they go into the fourth quarter, and the Sixers are up by 6. Let's go. The Hornets beat the Thunder, and Embiid's having a good game, says Tony. What's up, Tony? Good to see you on here, my friend. Embiid and Maxey have combined to score 47 points in this game, and they are 18 for 30 shooting-wise, which is absolutely awesome. Sixers outscored the Denver Nuggets in the third quarter, 35-29. That's now, in 3 of their last 4 games, they have outscored their opponent in the third quarter. And this team has had statistically speaking, the worst third quarters in the NBA this year. So, again, this is what happens when the guys that are getting paid top dollar and the guys that are stepping up in their roles are doing a good job, right? Like when good things happen, the 76ers are able to compete at a high level against teams. And I don't care who the opponent is. I don't care who's out there for each of these teams. You gotta still build chemistry. Chemistry is like, people want to underestimate how important it is to build chemistry with these guys. It is so important. I mean, you ask LeBron James, I think I've probably brought this up a couple of times within my last couple of streams. Look at how LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh did in their first 10 games that they played together. It took them quite a bit of time for them to just be able to gel. And then you throw, like, big threes out there, like James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, and just sometimes it just doesn't work. The basketball players that come together, like the fit has to make sense, and the guys have to be unselfish. So, like when you look at the Golden State Warriors, even when you look at the Toronto Raptors team that they had during that 18-19 year, the pieces made sense. And even, yes, Kawhi Leonard sat out at times, but they still developed chemistry. And they still were able to make things work because guys knew what their roles were, and they were able to gel because they knew each other's games. And the 76ers, it doesn't matter who their opponent is. They could be playing the Charlotte Hornets, or they could be playing a bottom feeder team like the Washington Wizards. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. They've got to get reps. And they have to continue to build off of what they're trying to do, right? It's just, it really is that simple. And I will certainly take this game from just the first 3 quarters as another positive. JJ is always fire, says Ty Eagles. Well, you guys are fire, too. You guys are absolutely awesome in the chat. The kids will call y'all Pogs, players of the game. That's what Gen Z and Gen Alpha say. Yeah, you guys are Pogs. 93-87, we start off the fourth quarter. Quentin Grimes playing defense for the Philadelphia 76ers. That's all over Hunter himself. Okay. Hunter is going to give it over to Strawther, and driving it down the lane is Brown, who fights through the trees, ends up making the layup. Sorry, that was Zeke Naji just hitting a Euro step off the assist by Julian Strawther, but nonetheless, it's now 93-89. It's Jones, Pickett, Tyson, Naji, and Strawther for Denver. McCain driving down low towards the baseline, putting up a floater. It was actually a pass to Bona. He even fooled me, and Bona was able to throw it down with the left hand. Nobody closed him out. It was a pick-and-roll play, and what a pass by Jared McCain. Good job by him. The ball finding another open shooter for Denver, and that one doesn't work. And the ball goes into the hands of Quentin Grimes. The ball got swatted around. Grimes picked it up, and then he just got fouled by Hunter Tyson over in the backcourt. And the 76ers are just going to get the ball back. The Sixers lineup, they got George, Maxey, Bona, Grimes, and McCain. So they do go to their 3-guard lineup. And we'll see how this works here. Maxey at the top of the key, takes one dribble, puts up a tray, splash! And it's from straight on. Tyrese Maxey with 24 points himself. And he continues to heat up like a microwave scorer for the Sixers. He has that Fuego sign next to him like he's playing 2K. And again, Hunter's going to go back over to the baseline, puts up a tough contested 2, and he got fouled too by Paul George. He just initiated that contact. He knew that Paul George was going to foul him, and he baited him on in, and it most certainly worked. Nice pass by Naji, and Hunter Tyson will go to the line for one more. It's 98-91. We've played just a minute and 22 seconds in this fourth quarter so far. W Stream, by the way, says World of Weather. Thank you so much, man. Love you guys. The free throw is good. It's a 6-point ball game. 10 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Maxey, all eyes on him, crossing over, driving down the lane, kicking it out to Grimes. Grimes goes down the lane himself, razzles and dazzles towards the lane, and finishes with the right hand. Underhanded scoop on the right side of the baseline by Quentin Grimes. Naji with a turnaround baby hook over Bona, and it works. And so each team providing their counter punches. It's now 194, Sixers up by 6. Spencer Jones, he's back out there for Denver as well. He has 6 points in this game. Maxey parts the Red Sea, tries to go up with a layup. He missed it. Oh, no. And the rebound goes to Denver again. He could not finish it. There was a little bit of contact from behind. The refs didn't call it. And Julian Strawther goes coast to coast, and now it's a 4-point game. Sixers have got to keep that foot on the gas pedal, and they just have to continue to attack on offense. McCain at the top of the key, crosses over, driving down the lane, trying to hit another layup and another one that's missed. Sixers not getting the soft touch. Jared McCain's finish was just way too strong. Strawther at the top of the key, almost got his pocket picked by Paul George. And they'll just reset it at the top of the perimeter with Jalen Pickett. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. George guarding him, and now it's Bonus. Swings it outside. Pickett gets it back, puts up a 2 at the shot clock buzzer, and he got it off. It's now 100-98. I don't know how he got it off. It just went off of his fingertip in just the amount of time that it needed to get off. Grimes with a drive to the basket again, and he passes it, and it goes off of a Denver Nugget out of bounds towards the Sixers baseline, and the Sixers will have a chance to inbound it again. I sub, says World of Weather. You are MVP! 24 points for Jalen Pickett in a career game for him. George gets the inbound pass, swings it to Maxey, a wide open look, and the basketball gods say no. It was a 3 on the near corner. He had all day and all night to shoot it and just could not cash it in. Pickett drives it again. Grimes tries to go for the steal. Bad gamble there. Here's another wide open 3, and that's off the mark. Bona gets the rebound for Philadelphia. George wants to ISO. He puts up a 3. That's way too strong, and it goes into Hunter Tyson's hands. Tyson steps into a 3 out in transition, puts it up, puts it on in, and we have a timeout taken by Philadelphia. A shooting foul called on Quentin Grimes. I thought I saw Nick Nurse signal for a timeout. I guess that was just my imagination. It's 101-100 regardless. Grimes on the closeout fouled Hunter Tyson, and it'll be a 4-point play. It's a 15-7 run as the foul shot is good. And I'll tell you what, the 3-guard lineup, I think that you might want to change that now if you're Nick Nurse. It's 102-100 as the foul shot is good, and the Sixers get the ball back on offense. You have 8.2K subs now because I subbed. I love your channel. Thank you so much for the 8,200. I was gonna talk about that during the timeout, but thank you very, very much. A 13-2 run by Denver, and that needs to be stopped. The Sixers have got to stop the bleeding. George takes a couple of jab steps, swings it over to Maxey. One more to Edgecombe for a 3, and the Sixers just cannot hit anything. Everything that they throw up is just absolutely dull. They're just not able to hit shots. Another 2 that's good by Denver. That was Jalen Pickett just getting by Tyrese Maxey. And if you're Nick Nurse, you might want to call a timeout, and he does. 7 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter on what has just been an absolutely abysmal run, if you're a Sixers fan, by Denver. 104-100, and they have got to come up with a counterpunch sooner rather than later. 8,200 subs. Thank you so much. We finally got there. Finally. Oh, it was hard. It was such a grind to be able to get there. And we finally did it, man. That's huge. That's great. Took us quite a bit of time, and I'm really proud of that. You guys are the best. That's huge. Sixers looking like a legitimate 3 or 4 playoff seed with the way that they're playing, Scott. I'll tell you what, if they continue to play this well, besides what's going on right now, it's a game of runs, and 76ers have allowed a huge run. But overall, I mean, you take the first 3 quarters, if they continue to just play like that, they are going to be a scary team. But they have to stay healthy, and they have to continue to build the chemistry with the top 4 guys. That's what has to happen. The 2001 Sixers had excellent chemistry, says Doug. Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. Say what you want. Did they not get the job done? That's correct. But, you know, they had a very good year. And with the way that things were constructed around Allen Iverson, you know, with not the best talent in the world, they made it work. They really did. They made it work. They ran into Kobe and Shaq. And that's just what ended up happening. And the better team obviously won the finals that year. So But I do feel like that the Sixers have their best shot, their second best shot that they've had ever since then. Really, I do feel that way. You could actually argue fourth. But, yeah. They have a good shot if they stay healthy. Jim says we need Kelly back for perimeter defense. Yeah, it's definitely clear. That is definitely without a doubt. That is clear. And Kelly is also going to bring more scoring off the bench too, which certainly does help. And I think that Trendon Watford, I mean, it's all matchup based, right? We don't know how often he would play, but he can give you some stuff too offensively and take the ball out of somebody's hands and make plays too. So all that stuff is important as well. And you got to mix in those guys too. And Kelly Oubre is a guy that can put up 20 points too if he has to. You know? You can. So Jalen Pickett is 26. Peyton Watson is 20. Zeke Naji is 16 off the bench. They're just getting really good contributions from those guys tonight. Embiid is 26 for the Sixers. Maxey is 24. Quentin Grimes is 10. VJ is 9. All 9 of his points have come in the second half. And Bona is 8 points and 6 rebounds. 104-100 with 7 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Embiid will get the inbound pass, and he'll hand it off to VJ Edgecombe at the top of the key. Finding Maxey again. Maxey to Embiid, who gets double-teamed on the elbow. Dumping it off to VJ Edgecombe, who tries to go up with a tough two, and he can't make it. That was just excellent defense by Denver. They rotated very well there, and you just got to tip your cap to them. 15 seconds left in the shot clock as the Nuggets have the ball once again. It's Pickett, all eyes on him, who will hand it off to Hunter Tyson just inside the circles. Pickett back over to Watson, and Watson drives it down the lane, and we have another foul called. 6 minutes and 52 seconds to go in this one. VJ Edgecombe is flat on his back. He got tangled up with Joel. There's 3.2 seconds left on the shot clock. Did the ball just go out of bounds? I think it did. I thought I saw a signal for a foul. That was not the case, but nope, it did go out of bounds. Now they're going to say foul on Adem Bona with 6:52 left, and the Sixers are going to challenge this. It just said on the ESPN scores table that, or on the ESPN scoreboard, that the Sixers didn't foul and that it was their rebound. And now all of a sudden, Sixers are going to challenge this because the referees were gathering together and they called a foul on Bona. I'm going to take a quick step off. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. This will be my final break. All right? Don't go anywhere. Welcome back on into Philadelphia 76ers play-by-play here on Play-by-Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. We hope that you guys are doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic night. We do an old-school radio play-by-play style, more of a traditional style, but we obviously love it when you guys get involved in the chat. It is so cool. It is absolutely awesome. You guys are the absolute best, and without you, there is no us, as one of my friends would say. Perimeter defense, for sure. That's what Kelly Oubre provides. Tony says you got to finish games. You do. You got to finish. And, look, the Sixers can certainly change the tides here, right? Hopefully the challenge does go their way. If it does not, then they only have 2 timeouts left. Denver still has 3, but we'll see how that works. But even still, the Sixers have got to play really well down the stretch here. I think that the main important thing is that the Sixers have gotten really complacent when it comes to not boxing out. Now, I will give Denver credit, right? Because Denver has done a really good job at attacking the Sixers zone that they've played. But overall, the Sixers have just got to find a way to come up with a counterpunch. That's the name of the game, right? And then that's just what happens. So the Sixers do get charged with a timeout. It was a foul on Adem Bona, and we will have some free throws coming up for Denver. And I believe that the Sixers are technically over the foul limit. No, it was a shooting foul. So they did call a shooting foul on Adem Bona. And I really don't. I'd have to see the replay. They didn't even show the replay, which is great, right? I mean, not that it makes a difference for you guys, but even for me, I could have tried to really tell if that was really a shooting foul. It didn't really look like it. 105-100 as the first free throw by Watson is good. And here comes free throw number 2. Nick Nurse is still chirping at the referee in his ear. Not really a surprise. This is what he does a lot of the time. And the second free throw is good. It's still a 2-possession ball game, but the Sixers are down by 6 now with less than 7 minutes to go. Maxey setting up the tempo on offense and conducting the traffic. Swings it over to Edgecombe, and now Grimes gets it. Hands it off to Embiid. Embiid's 2-pointer is no good. Maxey gets the offensive rebound. Grimes back to Maxey on the far corner. Maxey with a Euro step, finding Embiid. Not once, but twice. The putback is good by Joel. It's 106-102. Joel Embiid now with 28 points in this game so far. On 11 for 18 shooting for Philadelphia. Has just missed 7 shots. Jones, Pickett, Watson, Tyson, and Najee are all out there. Grimes just rejected Zeke Najee with the layup. And so it's still going to be Denver basketball. Got to finish these games. You definitely do. Congrats, brother. PAS, you're the man. And, guys, make sure that you go subscribe to PAS. He does an awesome job covering the Mets and the Flyers and the Jets on his channel. Drop your link down below, my guy. Please make sure that you do that. Here comes Hunter Tyson again, going behind his back, puts up a 2, and a shot clock violation called on Denver. Excellent defense by Philadelphia. They most certainly needed that. That's for sure. Maxey dribbling with the basketball past half court, crosses over. Sixers go from right to left. They give the ball to Embiid. He says, go to work, big fella. And he does. He puts up a Euro step and hits a right-handed floater. And the Sixers are all of a sudden down by 2:30 for number 21. Excellent offense by Joel Embiid again. Bona tries to block the shots, and Grimes gets called for a shooting foul as Watson was attacking on offense. It looked like that Bona got a piece of it, but then Grimes just hit him on the shoulder, and Watson will go back to the line. This guy, I'll tell you what, I mean, he's been a really good role player for this Denver team, but I'll tell you, I think that it's safe to say that if he were to start a team himself, with the way that he's been playing over his last 4 games, including this one, he could really be, he has the chance to be a star with the way that he plays basketball. First free throw is up and in to make it 107-104, and this one is pretty huge here because this would make it back to a 2-possession lead for Denver, who, by the way, has outscored Philadelphia 20-11 in this fourth quarter. The free throw is good. It's a 4-point lead for the Nuggets. All right, fasten the seatbelts. There's still plenty of time to go. Peyton Watson has 24 points, and he has made 7 field goals in this game tonight. All right, here's Tyrese Maxey finding Edgecombe on the nearer corner, driving towards the baseline, puts up a 2, and the ball gets tipped off of Embiid's hands. Then Bona then got a piece of it, and it'll still be Sixers ball because it went out of bounds. Last touch by Jalen Pickett. 108-104, that is the score with exactly 5 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. All right, so Maxey will now inbound it for the 76ers, and he gets it back from VJ Edgecombe. He's been really quiet in this fourth quarter so far. Grimes with a catch-and-shoot 3 for the Sixers. Bullseye! 108-107, and the lead is back down to 1. Can the Sixers get a stop here? That is the question. Can they get a stop? Hunter pivoting it outside to Watson. Watson with a Euro step. A 3 by Bruce Brown. It's up and it's good. Sixers did close out on defense, and Bruce Brown just knocked it down, and the Denver bench is very excited about that. Maxey on a drive to the basket puts up a shot, and the ball gets blocked, and it goes out of bounds. 4 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in this game. Let's see again. Maxey got fouled by Spencer Jones. There was a little bit of contact there, and he will go to the line with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left. Denver still has 3 timeouts. Just wanted to let you know. And Philadelphia has 2. Here's the first free throw. Splash by Tyrese Maxey, and Denver will burn their third to last timeout. So each team has 2 timeouts left, and they'll be right back. We still have plenty of ball left to go. 111-108. Oh, my gosh. So Zeke Naji is just going off in this quarter, and so is Peyton Watson. And the Sixers just haven't done a good job on the defensive side. But I will tell you, like, this might sound bad, but Denver, I give them credit because they have really stepped up in this game. Sixers have got to do a little bit of a better job, I agree, but sometimes, like, these guys that they have, I mean, they have very good depth. They just do, and their players are stepping up. I gotta say that. They had AO and 4 role players. AI, yeah, AI. I was gonna say, who's AO? Oh man, we'll have the Flyers/Ducks call tomorrow night. There is the link. Go check it out. Let's go. But Denver doesn't have a closer on the floor. We do. We'll see how it works. Right, still plenty of time left. Still a lot of time to go. Sixers just had 15 points in this fourth quarter. Here comes Tyrese Maxey for the second free throw. We'll see what he does. 111-108, the second foul shot, splash.
Excellent.
4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Sixers need to stop. Edgecombe playing good defense. And Bruce Brown tries to go with a floater. A travel called. It was Jalen Pickett who picked up his dribble thanks to that defense by VJ Edgecombe. Here he comes. It's VJ time. We know that he steps up on defense in this fourth quarter around this time. And let's see how he does. Maxey gets it back for the Sixers. Swings it over to Bona. Bona looking to find some help here. He gives it up over to Edgecombe, who steps up for a 3. And there he is! VJ Edgecombe from downtown. 112, 111, right on cue. There's VJ, 4 for 12 from the field. Here is Brown on the drive to the basket, going up with a reverse layup. Oh, my goodness. This guy is just absolutely insane with what he does. 113-112. Denver up by 1. Maxey crossing over again, playing hot potato with Edgecombe, and now Embiid gets it on the perimeter of the left wing. He lost the ball, he fumbled it, and Denver has numbers on the other side. Edgecombe nearly came up with a steal. The shot goes up, and that's good, and it's now 117-112 with 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Can they clamp down? Can they score, the Sixers? We'll see. Grimes catches, lights up a three, knocks it down, and we're tied again. With less than 3 minutes to go, Quentin Grimes knocking down a tray from the far corner. They left him wide open, and the Sixers made him pay. 2:43 left to go in the fourth quarter. And here comes Denver again, operating on offense. Watson, all eyes on him. Giving it up over to Brown. Another three-pointer is up, and that's money. They're responding. The Sixers have just not been able to close out. 118-115. Bruce Brown with 15 points on 6 for 10 shooting. Bona to Embiid, who goes up with a shot, and we have another steal by Denver, who's in no particular hurry. Joel has turned the ball over the last couple of times on offense. That's the 11th by the Sixers, and they've just got to be better. 2 minutes to go. They got to clamp down here. Embiid playing defense. Brown swings it and puts up a tray again, and that one is off, and we have a foul called on Adem Bona, and Bruce Brown is going to go to the line for not 1, not 2, but 3 free throws. And that is just the last thing that you wanted if you're a Sixers fan. Man, please keep an accurate score, says Dexter. Well, I mean, it's 119-115 as the first free throw is good. Did I say something else? I apologize. I can't control what's going on the scoreboard. If it's a little bit ahead, I can't control that. Okay. So it's 119-115. The second free throw, no good. And we'll have a third one coming up. Shout out from the Philippines, says Parkon. After this game, we do have a post-game show. Make sure that you guys stay on for that. We'll break everything down. Here's the third free throw, and Bruce Brown does go 2 for 3 from the line. And Maxey's going to pick it up over at the Sixers logo with 1:51 left to go in the fourth quarter. Maxey crosses over, steps back, gives it up to Edgecombe. His three, it's blocked by Watson. The ball is saved by Denver, but it goes back out of bounds, and the Sixers will get it back over towards the near sideline. 120-115 with 1:42 left to go. Bona should not be on the floor at crunch time, says Jim. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. I do. All right. This is a big possession for Philadelphia. Can they capitalize? They'll give it up over to George. George is back out there for the Sixers, and Bona is back on the bench. Edgecombe at the top of the key, steps into a three, and throws it down again. Mr. Fourth Quarter coming up clutch. Philadelphia down by 2. Denver will pick up the basketball. VJ Edgecombe with 15 points. Here we go. Denver trying to capitalize. Embiid with a nice pressing here as we have some defense over on the baseline. Edgecombe comes away with a steal. Embiid tried to give it up over to Paul George. No foul was called. Bruce Brown instead got it back for Denver. And the Sixers just missed a golden opportunity to try to tie the game. Denver in no particular hurry. Here comes Najee again, swinging it around over to Brown. His three is up. It's no good. Edgecombe with the rebound. Maxey off to the races on the other side. Ties the game. 49.6 seconds left. And Mom and Dad are proud. Time out taken by Denver. They're not done yet. VJ Edgecombe is him. Another game coming down to the wire. That's Sixers basketball, am I right? Edgecombe, by the way, got the assist off that maxey layup. Just an excellent play. Rising Rhino in the chat. What is going on? VJ Edgecombe in the fourth quarter, baby. Fasten the seatbelts. Make sure that you guys go subscribe to Rising Rhino. This guy covers everything football. He really does, and he does an awesome job. Sixers still have 2 timeouts left. Denver just has uno. They got 1 left. If you guys love football, if you want to watch the NFL playoffs, you most certainly can with my man, Rising Rhino. He does it all. He does a great job. Still some time left in this game. We'll see how Philadelphia does. 49.6 seconds left. VJ Edgecombe defending the inbound. All right, so let's see what Denver decides to do. Spencer Jones gets the inbound pass. Paul George on him. And they swing it out over to the near side. That's Najee. Najee looking for some help, giving it over to Watson. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Watson being guarded by VJ Edgecombe. Spins, turns, goes over the shot. It's denied by Paul George. Offensive rebound, though, for Denver. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. A prayer that goes up, and it's no good. George with the rebound. 22 seconds left to go. And the Sixers in no particular hurry. Tyrese Maxey at the Sixers logo. 13 seconds left. Fasten the seatbelts. Maxey conducting the offense. 8 seconds to go. He's not going just yet. Maxey on the far wing. Crosses over again. Lost the ball. Has to go up with a desperation shot, and it's just a little bit off the mark. And we're going to go into OT. He slipped at the very end. You could just tell that he had his defender, and he slipped up just a little bit. His right foot just slipped, and he lost that dribble. Thank goodness he didn't turn it over, but still, not the shot that he wanted to go off because he slipped. Darn it. But we're going into overtime. We get free basketball regardless. Just slipped a little bit. Edgecombe has his hands on his head, saying, "Darn it, we just missed it." It was the right play. It was the right shot. Kyle Lowry pats him right on the back and says, "It's all right, man. Still got OT. Still got overtime." All right. So we're going to go into the 5th quarter. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. Make sure that you guys hit the thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on the bell icons too. And that way you will know when we go live for Sixers basketball. Excuse me. So, how did we get here, JJ? Well, Joel Embiid has 30 points. Tyrese Maxey has 28. VJ Edgecombe, who had no points in the first half, just turned it on again in the fourth quarter. He has 15 going into overtime. Also has 9 assists and 6 rebounds, too. Quentin Grimes was 16 off the bench for the 76ers. And then for Denver, they're without Joker, they're without Aaron Gordon, and they're without Jamal Murray and Christian Brown. And yet they're still, Najee is 21 points, Watson is 24, Pickett is 26, and Bruce Brown was 17. He had a huge fourth quarter, Bruce Brown. So we're ready to start overtime in just a couple of seconds. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid and the Sixers are in the huddle. After this, we do have a post-game show. So, again, make sure that you guys stay on for that. You can call into the postgame show, 610-314-0844. That is the phone number. Haha, Rhino extra innings followed by a shootout. How are the Nuggets starters doing? Oh, wait, they haven't played tonight. 5 minutes to go as we start OT. It'll be Zeke Naji going up against Adem Bona here. Adem Bona back in there as the center for Philadelphia. Maxey, Edgecombe, George, Embiid, and Bona. That's the 5. No Grimes. Jones, Brown, Pickett, Watson, and Najee are in there for Denver. Okay, so we're ready for the jump ball. And here it is. Bona tips it up, and it goes into the hands of Jalen Pickett, who's just been absolutely lethal from 3. Watson over towards the near side, hands it off to Brown, and now Pickett gets picked up immediately by Edgecombe, gets past a couple of defenders, puts up a tray on the far wing, and he got some space, and he got it to go. It's a 123-123, or 123-120 game, as Denver strikes first in overtime. We just got another sub. Thank you so much. Maxey on the drive to the basket. Gets it denied as Zeke Naji got a hand on it. And Denver has numbers on the other side. Sixers have got to get back on defense. Watson on the baseline. Throws it. Hits the bottom of the backboard. And that is marked out of bounds. And the Sixers are going to get the ball back. Paul George only with 8 points in this game. He started off shooting the ball well in the third quarter, but then he just started to get a little bit cold. He really did. So Maxey will get it for the 76ers. He slows the tempo down, bounce passes it over to Embiid. He gives it back to Maxey. A little bit of a two-man game between the both of them. Embiid on the hezzy, takes it down the lane. Euro step, left hand, good for Joel. Give number 21 32 points in this effort right now. It's 123-122. The ball goes out of bounds. Jalen Pickett just missed a floater, and then it was rebounded by Bruce Brown. He just missed a 2, and I believe that it went out of bounds with 3:51 left to go. And it was last touched by the 76ers. Here we go. 3:50 left in this game. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Embiid picks up again the point guard. And there's a shot that goes up. It's a layup. That's no good. Edgecombe just denied Bruce Brown at the rim again. Maxey gives it up over to Edgecombe, who just lost control of the ball. And he says, my bad. Good defense by Denver, though. And we're going to have Denver's going to have the basketball. 123-122. 17 seconds are left on the shot clock. It's Jones, Brown, Pickett, Watson, and Najee for Denver. Here's a tough 2, and that's just going to hit off the back iron. Embiid comes up with the rebound. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in overtime. Maxey goes behind his back. Bounce passes it over to Joel Embiid, and Maxey gets it back again. A handoff to Embiid. What's Joel going to do? He tries to go with a pump fake, passes it out of the shot. Don't know why he did that. Grimes puts up a 3. I mean, it was a good shot by Grimes. He got a good look, just could not capitalize, though. 123-122. The 76ers and the Nuggets have combined to shoot 2 for 7 in this OT so far. Edgecombe again just swats the ball away, and Grimes comes up with it for Philadelphia. George on the drive to the basket gets it denied. A hand again by Bruce Brown, who's just not able to give Paul George any sort of space at all. 2:20 left. Denver with the rock. And we have another turnover called. It's an offensive foul on Spencer Jones for a moving screen. Dr. DeLay is here in the chat. Let's go, baby. Hang in there, JJ. We're coming in for a landing. I can't steal that line, but I know exactly what you mean. That's funny. 2 minutes and 13 seconds, turning garbage into gold. Here we go. Embiid over on the baseline. Swinging it over to Maxey. Maxey playing hot potato. Fighting Edgecombe is 3, and that's not even close. It was wide left on the left side of the wing. And Denver in no particular hurry. 123-122 with less than 2 minutes to go in overtime. Neither team has been able to make a field goal in quite some time. The Sixers only have 4 points in this OT, and Denver has 3. Sorry, the Sixers only have 2. Here's a tough 2 that's up, and it's airballed as the Sixers play good defense. Jalen Pickett just missed a 20-foot shot and a shot clock violation thanks to the incredible defense by Philadelphia. 1:39 left to go in overtime. Sixers and Nuggets were tied at 120. That's what caused overtime. And here we go. Tyrese Maxey for Philadelphia looking to give them the lead. Maxey passes half court. Takes it to the left side. Finds Embiid. Embiid down low to George. Finding Edgecombe. Part in the Red Sea. And throwing it down. BJ Edgecombe, give him another bucket. That's his first in overtime. The crowd rises. 1:20 left to go in OT. Brown lost the ball, fumbles it. George tries to get it back, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's Philadelphia basketball once again on the great defense by Paul George. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby. George got tripped up, too. On the other side. All right, so here we go. Maxey gets it for the Sixers. Finds Embiid on the low block. Gets it deflected, and it'll still be Sixers ball. It looked like that Watson got a hand on that pass, and it just deflected on out of bounds. It deflected out of bounds, and it's still Philadelphia basketball. 124 to 123. 105 left to go. Edgecombe gets the inbound pass and finds Tyrese Maxey. And we have yet another foul. That's on Zeke Naji. It is a personal foul with 102 left to go. Still plenty of time. Sixers up by 1. And they still have 2 timeouts left. Each team technically still has both of their timeouts left. Oh, my goodness. What a game. I might lose my voice after this one, folks. Just kidding. Maxey gets it from VJ Edgecombe. They play a game of catch. Maxey gets it back, finding Embiid over on the low block on the baseline. Giving it back to Maxey. Wide open 3. Way too strong. Offensive rebound by Edgecombe. 48 seconds left and the shot clock resets. 10 seconds left. Maxey has it at the top of the key. Finds Embiid on the foul line extended. 5 seconds left. The double team comes and he throws it away. It was supposed to go to Paul George, and George just could not get a good grip of the basketball, and it went out of bounds. Denver's going to call a timeout with 38 seconds left. Darn it. Darn it. Come on, bro. We aren't winning. We're up by 1. We are winning at the moment. What you talking about? We aren't winning. We're up by 1. Come on. After this, we got a post-game show. Make sure that you guys stay on for that. You guys are the absolute best. Let's try to get to that 100-like marker if we haven't done so already. 124 to 123. Both teams are not shooting the ball well at all in this overtime. And that is, the reason why is because both teams have actually been playing phenomenal defense. Jim Horton says, no spoilers in the chat. No spoilers or else we will time you out if you keep doing it. We got 177 people watching. Now, that is the most that we've had, and that is absolutely awesome. Oh, that is great. That is awesome. We got 85 likes. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel as well. We go live for the Sixers. We do the Phillies. And we do the Eagles on this channel. We do like an old school radio play-by-play style. All right. Here we go. 124, 123. Fasten the seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy, bumpy ride. Denver is going to inbound the ball. They got Jones, Brown, Pickett, Watson, and Najee. 38 seconds left. They inbound it. Here's Watson over at the top of the key, looking for some help. He's being guarded by Grimes. Puts up a tough two. No good. Edgecombe gets the rebound for the Sixers. 28 seconds left. All right, and about 6 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. Edgecombe has the rock. It's not Tyrese Maxey. They're going to try to milk the clock down. 124, 123. 15 seconds to go. Here's Edgecombe on the drive to the basket. Puts up a tough two. It's no good. And it's rebounded by Denver. Here they come down the lane. Brown with a layup inside. Puts it up. Can't put it in. But they're going to call goaltending. 4.7 seconds left. It was on Joel Embiid. They called a goaltend there. And Philadelphia... Are they going to take a timeout? They will, with 4.7 seconds to go. That's a goaltend on Joel Embiid. Did it hit off the backboard? Yes, it did. That's the right call. Embiid just mistimed it and couldn't get the hand up earlier. 125, 124, Denver, and they're going to go to the... This is going to be an official review here, technically speaking. It's not a challenge with 4.7 seconds left. It's just an official review. Oh, man. He hustled. Just mistimed it, though. That's too bad. They actually add 0.6 of a second to the game clock. So instead of 4.7 seconds, it'll be 5 3/10 of a second. Stay on for the post-game show after this. We'll break down everything. We will break everything down. Sixers still technically have one timeout after this. I don't know why they saved their first time out, but again, they look a little bit tired in this overtime just from the way that they've played. But this is going to be really important for them. We'll see what Nick Nurse draws up. This is big. I really want to see how they execute in game situations like this. I do. 5.3 seconds left. Saw Tyrese Maxey slip on the potential game winner in regulation. And then you saw VJ Edgecombe miss a layup with about 9 seconds to go. And then Denver just hustled up the court, and they were able to make a 2 on the goaltending call by Embiid. No spoilers in the chat. Okay. Here we go. 5.3 seconds left. Again, remember, each team still has one timeout left, technically. Denver is up by 1. They're looking to try to steal one in Philadelphia. Edgecombe ready to inbound it for the Sixers. He gives it up over to Maxey. Maxey, what's he going to do? He tries to get some space, drives it down the lane, puts up a floater inside. No! And that is going to do it. The Denver Nuggets are able to come up with a win against the 76ers. Maxey tried everything that he could. He tried to go up with a floater and just could not get it off at the right angle that he wanted to. It was a little bit short, and Denver hangs on. They win and beat the 76ers 125 to 124. A heartbreaker for the 76ers. Nonetheless, but Denver is able to get the win without Jokic, without Gordon, and without, of course, Jamal Murray as well. Big-time win for Denver, and the 76ers lose a gut punch of a game. There's going to be more to talk about, that's for sure, but the 76ers not able to capitalize, and they end up snapping their 3-game winning streak and are now 19-15 on the season. Just 4 points for the Sixers in overtime, and Denver just had 5, and that was just enough. Yeah, a lot to break down, a lot to talk about. There was definitely good things in this game, and I know that it's probably not the best time to sort of say that, but I still thought that overall the Sixers did some nice things. Unfortunately, though, Denver played really well and you got to give them a lot of credit. Certainly some things that the 76ers need to build on, and maybe the loss is a good thing because that can force them to just get better in certain areas, but a little bit disappointing towards the end and a little bit of a heartbreaker for the Sixers, but we'll have more. You guys can call into the show, 610-314-0844. That is how you call in. A lot of stuff to break down. I will tell you that the last shot that Tyrese Maxey took, it felt like that you knew that he was going to take the final shot. Denver guarded him pretty well, and Tyrese just released it, I thought. I didn't think that he got enough oomph on that shot, and he had to get it over Peyton Watson. Made a really good play, but I would have liked to see him put a little bit more effort on that. It's just tough, and it's tough to do that in the moment, but he could not get the roll to go. If he gets the roll, we're all celebrating, and we're all happy about the W. Just not the case tonight. So 125-124, a tip of the cap to the Denver Nuggets, and more to break down when we come back and have a post-game show. Give me your thoughts down below. I will read a couple of chats before we go. Well, hey, DeLay does Pittsburgh, Fitzy does Boston, so why not sub to a Philly guy to complete the East Coast trifecta? You're the best, man. Shout out to you. I really appreciate that. You guys are all MVPs, man. You guys are absolutely awesome. Tough one for the Philadelphia 76ers, and again, we'll have more to break down in the postgame show. Give me 3 minutes, just 3 minutes for me to just take a sip of water, get a little bit of stretching in there as well, and then we'll break everything down and talk about what went wrong in tonight's game. And you guys can come on in, and you can call on into the show. I would really love to hear your thoughts, but don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon for the postgame show as we take a step off right now.
graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on, barreled out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Uh-oh, the Philadelphia 76ers broke their 3-game winning streak, and it's the end of the world. Oh, man, it sucks. They're not going to win a title now. I'm sure that we're going to be hearing a lot of those types of complaints. And you know what? I'm all here for it. I mean, I know that there's people that are really extremely high and extremely low on this team. And look, when things are going really well, things are absolutely awesome. And I'm all here for it. But obviously, this was the type of a game that the Philadelphia 76ers, yes, going on into this, they should have won. Here is my main takeaway from this 76ers game. Another game where you really got to see the big four go out there and gel. Some bad play calling at the end. But my big takeaway tonight was that the Denver Nuggets, I thought, really, really wanted this game. It really felt that way. They laid everything out there that they had. And they were undermanned. They had a chip on their shoulder. Guys had a lot to prove. And the Philadelphia 76ers didn't really game plan as well for that. And Denver, I thought, executed very well. I will say that the 76ers, I thought, played better defense in overtime and in the fourth quarter. But I've really felt, and I hate to say this, but it looked like that they just ran out of gas, especially in overtime. You saw some really tough plays, and I just thought that they were out of sync. They were out of rhythm. But the first thing that I want to do before I break everything down is I want to tip my cap to Denver because they played their hearts out, and they played really well. Now, with that being said, okay, we'll talk about Tyrese Maxey slipping up in the fourth quarter. Look, it was the right play. It was the right play to have Tyrese Maxey let him have the ball in his hands. He slipped. He has to be better. He slipped on that play, and he almost fumbled the ball, and he was forced to take an uncomfortable shot. He has to make that, right? He has to do a better job with his footwork, and usually he does a really good job at that, so I really can't necessarily complain. A loss is a loss. I think that the main reason why the 76ers lost this game, when I go back and I dissect everything that happened, was the way that they just absolutely left Jalen Pickett wide open. Now, Jalen Pickett had himself a very good night. This guy shot the ball 7 for 11 from 3. But I really just did not like in the fourth quarter when Nick Nurse was playing the guard lineup for 2 minutes. Denver went on their 9-2 run. And when that happens, you got to stop the bleeding. Now, hindsight is 20/20, but what I would have done in that moment is I would have brought back Adem Bona in the game, at that time, and I can't remember the lineups right now, but I just really felt like that the 76ers needed another big out there, and they just should have switched things up. It wasn't working. The three-guard lineup, they were getting toyed on defensively in that fourth quarter, and that really put them behind the A-ball. What Nick Nurse is going to have to do in the playoffs, come adjustment time, is you can't just... You have to have a short leash with this, right? Jared McCain, again, just gets picked on at the very beginning of the fourth quarter, and yet he stays complacent and leaves McCain out there for 5 minutes. In the playoffs, you can't do that. That really annoyed me tonight, and I thought that Denver going on that run really gave them a lot of juice in that fourth quarter. Bruce Brown hit some huge shots down the stretch, but that's what really got Denver back in the game. That was a big run that they had in that fourth quarter, and that was my biggest disappointment, I would say, in this game, was letting Denver back in the game when they did. Strawther makes a layup. Jalen Pickett had a nice little floater over Jared McCain. That made it 100-98. And then Tyson makes himself a wide-open three. He got a little bit of space, and that was against Maxey. It was a nice offensive play. Or, sorry, he didn't get space there. He got fouled by Grimes in the closeout. That wasn't good. And then he made the 4-point play to give them a 102-100 lead. As soon as that happens, the Sixers call a timeout after Jalen Pickett makes himself another layup. VJ misses a wide-open shot. It's 104-100. And then the Sixers take a timeout. Joel then comes on in for Paul George, but for some reason, they still keep the three-guard lineup out there, which doesn't make any sense, right? So then Peyton Watson gets fouled by Bona. He then makes 2 free throws in a row, and the 76ers offense just went from the 10:09 marker all the way until the 6:27 marker. So that's almost 3 minutes. Yeah, that's almost 4 minutes, really, of you just not getting any points. And you still have the three-guard lineup out there. So why are you still going to that after 2 minutes? That's when you need to take McCain out or one of the guards out, and then you got to put in the forward. Now, when Kelly Oubre comes back and when Trendon Watford comes back, I don't necessarily see Nick Nurse sticking to that three-guard lineup. But this is just something that needs to occur in the playoffs. And I'm really skeptical about that when it comes to Nick Nurse, even though he's been coaching really well over the last 3 games. That's where he messed up tonight, in my opinion. We'll get to Joel Embiid. We'll get to the good things that happened, but I'm really not overall mad. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I figured that something like this could happen tonight. Is it disappointing that it happened? Yes. But losses are going to happen at times. Let's talk about VJ Edgecombe. Okay? And again, let me know what your thoughts are down below in the chat. We're going to get to people in the chat in just a little bit. I do want to hear your thoughts on this game. VJ Edgecombe did not have a good first half. He looked a little bit quiet. Or he looked very quiet out there. Denver did a good job closing out on him, but he looked a little bit timid. He just did. He looked a little bit timid in that first half. And then he had himself another great fourth quarter where he shot the ball very well, came up clutch, almost had a couple of steals too. And if it just gets a little bit, if the bounce goes the other way, the 76ers may have gotten themselves a little run too. That's also just a part of the game. But the point is that he didn't have himself a good first half, and that's okay with me too. Sometimes you're just not going to have a good shooting night. And he was cold, but he stepped up when he had to. And he gave the 76ers a chance. He really did. I liked what Tyrese Maxey overall did in this game. Where I will critique Maxey besides slipping at the end of the fourth quarter on that final shot. In overtime, when they were blitzing Tyrese, I wanted him to be a little bit more unselfish. It's tough, right? Because you want Tyrese Maxey to take the shots, right? You do. But there were a couple of plays in particular where I thought that he didn't get a good shot off, and I feel like it would have been better if he would have tried to pass it out and give it to an open shooter. Now, this is just me being, slightly critical, but overall I thought that he had a good game. Just really where the Sixers went wrong was the bad lineup that Nick Nurse had in the fourth quarter when they went to the three-guard lineup. You can't let Denver back in the game that way. I just thought that was a big no-no. They also left Adem Bona out there for pretty long, too, and they didn't bring back Paul George until the 141 marker. So I'm sort of interested to see what Nick Nurse has to say about that and what his philosophy was with leaving Adem Bona in there for that long, too. But I didn't necessarily think that was the right move, too, because Denver was going a little bit smaller at the time. And they just were not matching up with, or the Sixers were really big there. And Adem Bona can't really create his own offense. So Paul George should have been out there a little bit earlier. I didn't like that either. What I will say, though, is this. Another game where the big three, the big four, that is, were able to gel. But coming down the stretch, I'm happy that they had this sort of adversity because they're going to have to figure this type of stuff out in the playoffs and as the games come down to the wire. So in a sense, I'm kind of happy that things ended up going this way because I feel like that this is going to be a learning experience for all of them. I do. If they're going to compete at a high level, they need to go through some type of adversity, and they need to find ways to develop chemistry even in the guts of the game when there's 2-minute drills going on and when the game is under 2 minutes, right? How did they set picks for Embiid? What types of play calling are they going to run, and how does that look? So when they go over film, I feel like that this is going to sort of make them better. I don't know. I'm at the point now, where I look at this, and I know that people are going to overreact, and I'm sure that we're going to read people's chats, and they're going to say, Jason, what are you smoking? Or, why aren't you that upset? Look, I understand this was a heartbreaker of a loss, and yes, without Joker, without Gordon, and without all those starters, you really should have beaten this team. They played with house money tonight, and they beat you. And you left a lot of wide-open shooters, including Jalen Pickett. You couldn't close out on him at times. And the Sixers didn't adjust on the shooters, including Zeke Naji, who was going off and having himself quite a day, too. This guy averages 2.6 points per game. You let that guy score 22 points, 21 points. That's ridiculous. He also had 8 rebounds. But sometimes these games happen. Look at the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets tonight cooked the Oklahoma City Thunder. 124-97. Sometimes that just happens. It just happens sometimes. So. But yeah, disappointing, annoying, a little bit frustrating, but I'm not absolutely frustrated because they've put together 3 really good games. And I still thought that they did some things really well. But they took their foot off the gas pedal in the fourth quarter and even in overtime. And Denver made the plays that they had to. The goaltending in overtime sucked, but Joel Embiid made a hustle play. It's so hard to stop a goaltending because you have a second to react. That was like a millisecond for him to react there. And it just hit off the edge of the backboard right before he got a hand on it. Could you say that maybe he should have got the ball on it a little bit earlier? It's easy to say that in hindsight. I thought that he did the best that he could on that play. I'll tell you a positive. Joel Embiid's defense was really strong. That is a positive. He continues to look much, much better defensively with the way that he's able to anchor at the rim. He had 2 blocks in a row. He was getting up at it, man. He looked very poised again in the first quarter with the way that he was moving. I do take that as another step in the right direction for Joel Embiid. I just do. I don't care what anybody has to say. He had 10 rebounds in this game. The thing that I critique is the turnovers, especially the ones that he had down in the stretch. Now, that he has to get better at. Some of the decisions that he made were bad. There was one play that he had with 2 minutes to go where he got the ball on the baseline and he tried to lob it over to Paul George, and George was being heavily guarded by Peyton Watson, and Watson ended up getting the steal. That was a bad read, right? That was a terrible read. It was a bad decision, and it didn't work out. Would have liked to have some of those turnovers back, including a couple that he had 2 in the first quarter. So that's where I criticize Joel. Offensively, though, when it came to him scoring the ball at will, he did his job. He did. What else? What else do I want to say? That's like all that I got, really. You would have liked to see Paul George be a little bit more active offensively. He's been really cold shooting the ball. He was 3 for 10 today. He had 2 nice ISOs where he knocked down back-to-back threes, and I thought that maybe he was going to get hot. He did not at the time. Part of the reason, though, actually, is that Nick Nurse took him out. And that, again, the coach can't do that. Why would you take out a hot shooter, right? If the shooter is starting to heat up, why is he coming out of the game? Can't do that. So, again, if you want to criticize anybody, you can criticize Nick Nurse for doing that too. But yeah, they ran out of gas at the end. They didn't play well. I don't necessarily think that they played down to their opponent. If you want to say that in the fourth quarter, at the very beginning, that they sort of took their foot off the gas pedal, I give you that. I would. I'd give you that, but I also, again, just didn't like the lineups. The 3-guard lineup, it wasn't working for 2 minutes, and then that's when you stop. If you want to go to the 3-guard lineup, that's okay, because sometimes it does work. When they're producing offense, it's great, and that's nice. But if you're not scoring points and McCain's getting picked on, well, you got to make a move. You got to make an adjustment. So that's where I stand. 4 points in overtime, unacceptable. But hopefully they bounce back and just shake this off, and we can just sort of laugh at this after they play their next game. And when is their next game? Their next game is against the Wizards. and that's on Wednesday. So we'll see. We'll see how they do, but they lose a tough one against the Denver Nuggets, an undermanned Denver Nuggets team, 125-124. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below, and tell me what you guys think about this game. What was I going to say? Yes. So calling into the show, 610-314-0844 if you guys do want to talk to me and if you guys want to give your opinions about this game, or you can also write over on the YouTube side of things as well. I will read a couple of tweets that I saw from Sixers Twitter. Sixers, RB said, Sixers suffer worst loss in a very long time. Against the Denver in a very long time. Nuggets down all starters. Man, I don't know. Like I'm not hitting the panic button. Like I understand. I get it. Right? Denver is missing all of their top players. I understand. I totally get that. And maybe this is just me. But I'm not over like what they did in the last 3 games. Like, this doesn't mess things up for me. I still thought that they did some nice things in this one. I just thought that Denver really took the bull by the horn, and they had that chip on their shoulder, and they wanted it more tonight. That's sad, but that's where I stand. Zeke Naji balled out tonight. 4 for 5 from 3. Sure. Should the Sixers have closed out a little bit more on him? Yeah. Got to rotate better. But I'm not like, wow, this is like the worst loss of all time. Sixers aren't going to win a championship now. I'm not that extreme. David says, let's go Nuggets. Bond says that you got to be kidding me. Pickett was 7 for 11 from 3. We got a phone call coming on in. We're going to take a phone call right now. 267. Should I be more mad? Should I be more angry about this loss? Talk to me.
Yes, you should, JJ. Yes, you should.
Talk to me.
JJ, you are the man, brother. I really appreciate being able to call in and vent with you. You know, this is the 34th game, sir. And there's been, and you know, it's probably more, but I can pinpoint 6 games, and this tonight's game was the 6th, that Nick Nurse, you know, Joel Embiid is holding up his end of the bargain, man. He's not even supposed to be playing like this. You're wasting his effort, and you're wasting wins that you should be banking. I mean, come on. I know Denver didn't have their guns and stuff, and that's why this is a game they should have won. Let me tell you why they didn't win. You made a very, very good point when you talked about how Nick Nurse took Paul George out the game. The thing is, he didn't take him out the game at the right time.
Correct.
He took him out the game when he was doing something.
Yeah.
When he shouldn't have took him out the game at that time, and then when he should have took him out the game was when he had 8 points for almost the whole third and fourth quarter, and he still had him in the game.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I'm with you on that.
If a player is off, and you're talking this Big Four stuff, okay. That doesn't mean you got to stick with the Big Four for the whole game.
Correct. Do
you realize that there's a guy on the bench taking a roster spot that's a bum? Janae Broom, 6'10", that can't even help him, man. He's taking up a roster spot. Then you got another guy that could have been in the game, impacting that game at the end of that game, and that's Justin Edwards. 6'8". 6'8", Justin Edwards.
You know, it's funny that you bring him up because I've been thinking to myself, like, why is he not playing? I understand that, like, that there are times, like, where he's just really streaky, but at the point, like, when they're going to the 3-guard lineup in the fourth quarter to start things off, and they're just getting absolutely toyed with, why not put in Justin Edwards for, like, 2 minutes and have him come on in for Jared McCain? You know, like, try
because this is a big
try
league.
something.
This is a big league, JJ.
Correct.
You got big guys out there.
Correct.
And McCain is getting. I mean, he can play some D, like when they played New York, and he was playing good D on what's the guy for New York?
Brunson. Yeah.
He was playing really good D on him, but see, Brunson's. I mean, he's a short guy. He's not quite 6 feet.
Correct.
But when you got guys that's 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", he can't do nothing with them guys.
No.
He's
undersized.
You know,
he's undersized.
And another guy they should have had in the game helping them, because Denver, even though they didn't have their big guns, they had some big guys out there.
Yeah.
They should have had Jabari Walker 6'7".
I hear you.
Nick Nurse does not know how to shuffle his lineup at the right times with the pieces that he has.
I agree with you there. Has
Andre Drummond gone under the water tower? I mean, where is he? He ain't been playing Drummond.
You're right.
I mean, come on, man.
You're right. No, I hear you. And like, if there is something like to take away out of this game, like that really was my number one takeaway. Was I just thought that I was just really not happy with how the fourth quarter was coached by Nick Nurse. And even towards the end of the third quarter, I just, again, like Paul George is starting to heat up, and then all of a sudden you're going to put him on the bench after he just made 2 out of 3 threes. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like you're I go back to the playoffs, right? I go back to that whole New York Knicks series a couple of years ago when Buddy Hield was heating up in the first half, and he didn't even play 1 minute in that second half. And I'm not telling you that the Sixers win that game. You know, that was game 6 against the New York Knicks. But that was sort of like a big red flag to me with the Nick Nurse experiment, because I was thinking to myself, like, well, like, what if he does that again when it comes to sitting a hot shooter or, you know, benching somebody that's already starting to heat up? You can't do that. You got to stick with the hot hand. And that was something that honestly annoyed me. Yeah.
There's some times when he don't call a timeout. He just sits there and just lets him keep playing.
Right. Yeah, I'm not as mad tonight on the players. Again, like, I can go back and I can say that Joel Embiid had a couple of really bad turnovers in the fourth quarter, and there were some possessions that I like to have back. Tyrese Maxey slipping at the end of regulation, right? He doesn't usually slip like that when he's crossing over and he takes a step back, but he slipped, and he has to be better with that. Right. But, like, if there was anything that I was disappointed with tonight, I really just thought that Nick Nurse was just dropping the A-ball tonight with his lineups, and that was the negative. Like, that was, like, the big negative for me. But I thought that the players balled out. I really did. I thought that the players did a really good job in this one overall. But just I
thought they did, too.
Yeah. It was just the lack of adjustments.
I just didn't like the fact that Paul George is $50 million man. And if he's on 8 points and he can't get off that 8 points for like 8, 10, 12, 15, 17, I'm going to take him out the game. I'm going to put somebody else in it.
I hear you.
Because they needed some juice.
I hear you. That's also fair, too.
I'm not satisfied with Nick Nurse, man. I really, you know, this is an unwarranted loss. They could have had a 4-game winning streak, you know, and they would have had their 20th win.
Yep.
And that's gonna make them feel a little better. You know what I mean? To lose by 1 point to a underman Denver team, no.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that's really unacceptable from Nick Nurse's end. No. Like I hear you. I definitely hear you. So
unbelievable, man. And then I'm really dissatisfied with their management because they're just acting like it's okay to keep Janae Boone on the team and the other guy, the guy from Villanova, the little chunky fat guy,
Kyle Lowry, the teacher's pet.
It's okay to keep them two guys over there on the team like that. And there's people you could get. You could pick up a big man.
Sure. No, that's valid too.
I don't know if you ever seen my man Romp.
Yep, of course.
He was talking about. Yeah, okay. He was talking about 3 main guys that are available that the Sixers could go after, and this one guy's like 7'2", and he's only getting $2.1 million. So they were talking about, well, look, if they're not gonna play Andre Drummond now, let Andre, because Andre Drummond getting $5 million, and go after this other guy.
Interesting.
Their management is bad, and that they really played good these last 3 games, and I'm glad they beat New York like that because New York got blowed out tonight.
They did.
30-something.
They did.
So these are the times when you want to take advantage with games like this and pick up that W.
I hear you. Yep.
And don't be thinking because they playing Washington in this next game that Washington is bummed because they've been beating some people.
Oh, they have to be Washington. If they lose to Washington, then I'm definitely going to show more frustration for sure.
Oh my
for
goodness.
Sure.
Well, look, you are the man, brother. Keep up the good work, man. And I'm gonna send something else. I'm gonna send something into you for your good work, man. I appreciate the broadcast.
I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, really big shout out to you. Thanks so much for calling on in, as always. I love hearing you talk, man. I do.
All right, brother. I appreciate you too, man. I'm just not satisfied with Nick Nurse, man. He got to do better. I ain't saying he got to go. He's a little better than Doc Rivers 2.0.
Absolutely, yeah. I will still take him over Doc Rivers, even though there's some things that I see that I'm just like are like Doc Rivers, but he is better than him, and you are right.
Yes, he is. Yeah, but we got to take advantage of Joel Embiid being able to have these good games like that because you don't know when he's gonna conk out on us.
Nope, that is totally true. That is absolutely true.
All right, man.
All right.
Keep up the good work, brother.
Yep, take it easy, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to 267 on the phones. That was fire. Drop the fires in the chat for my guy. Look, man, he's right. He's right with everything that he said about Nick Nurse. If there is somebody that you should be mad with tonight, it really should be Nick Nurse. Like I said, the Joel Embiid turnovers at the end, some of them were bad, and Tyrese Maxey slipping up. I thought that the last shot that he took, he had a really tough angle, and I thought that he was really defended well there. And if he gets the bounce, if he makes the shot, we're all happy, we're all celebrating. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like I'm not angry that they lost this game, but what I will tell you is that Nick Nurse blew it. I thought that Nick Nurse definitely had some bad decisions in the fourth quarter, and the 76ers didn't make the adjustments that they had to. But I, again, will give Denver credit because they played their hearts out, and they played really well. But the Sixers, I thought, looked tired in overtime. That's what it looked like to me on the screen. And they ran out of gas in overtime, and the fourth quarter adjustments were terrible from the head coach. And that's what got Denver back in the game. As soon as they start to go on a run, in the first 2 minutes, you have to make an adjustment. You need to take out the 3-guard lineup. At that moment in time, it's not working because they're going big. It's not rocket science. It's really not. The more I think about it, the more annoyed I get. But that's where I stand. People talking Maxey's MVP law. Y'all need to take your meds, says David. You know what, man? I have to tip the cap to you because you know what? Like the Denver Nuggets won, and they played really well. They did. So, you know, the Tyrese Maxey MVP stuff, I'm not going to go that far. But you know what, man? Like, you deserve to have your moment. You deserve to have your flowers. So, what else we got in the chat? We got Fizeg says, hope McKeon ride the bench when Oubre comes back. Unfortunately, it sucks with the whole Jared McCain stuff. It really just sucks because if this guy was on any other team, if he was on the Washington Wizards, he would get more playing time and he would be able to figure out how to bounce out of this funk. It's just unfortunate because the Sixers have a different window compared to one of the bottom feeder teams, right? And this is just what happens when you're on a team that has top-heavy talent. And unfortunately, Jared McCain just can't seem to get a lot of minutes because of that. So, it sucks. But you're right. And I hate that because I want Jared McCain to succeed. I really do. But what's best for the basketball team right now is when Kelly Oubre comes back, he's going to have to get more minutes. And Jared McCain's going to get less. So you're right. Joel has the best, has the basketball IQ of a rock, says Ray, the commoner. Look, tonight, the turnovers in the fourth quarter and in overtime that he had, they were bad. They were bad. Usually he's really good at passing out of the double teams, but that's something that he'll even say in his press conference that he has to get better at, and he has to do a better job at that. I'm not going to fully get on him, but he made some sloppy plays. I think that this will make him better. I think that this will make the Big Four better. Because down the stretch, they're going to have to execute. They just are. They're going to have to play really strong basketball down the stretch, and tonight they didn't do that. Now, against the Knicks, they did. And against Memphis, they did, and they got a huge win out of Memphis. So, I think that they can do this. I just feel like that they sort of needed this, the players, that is, because this is how you learn. This is experience, right? They're going through this together. And they're going to look at the film. JJ, great to see you today. Your play-by-play. No way did the Sixers lose this way, says Triss. Triss, shout out to you. I really appreciate you for coming on here. Means a lot. It happens. Charlotte beats Oklahoma City tonight. Who would have thought that the Thunder would have lost the Charlotte Hornets like that? Like, that's a huge upset. Upsets happen, and it is what it is. But I'm not angry about this because I'm not letting what they did over the last 3 games. I'm not letting that get overshadowed from this game. Final time I'll say it. If you want to be mad at Nick Nurse, if you want to be annoyed with Embiid's turnovers, if you want to, point a finger at Tyrese Maxey for not doing a good enough job down the stretch, that's fine. But I can't. Tyrese Maxey has been doing such an incredible job this year. I can't be angry. I can't. You're going to make mistakes. You're human. VJ Edgecombe had no points in the first half. Paul George again, shooting. I mean, he's in a slump. But when he gets hot, the head coach takes him out. Make that make sense. Sucks. Like number 91. Appreciate you for coming on by. What else do we got in the chat? And again, if you guys want to call in anytime, you most certainly can. So bad today, JJ. We lost this game because of Nick Nurse and the fact that he didn't draw up the last play to VJ. So, you say that, and I'm going to disagree with you, because if VJ gets the shot off, right? Let's just say that they did draw up the play for VJ, right? VJ misses that shot. You're gonna say, why didn't Tyrese Maxey get the ball? He's your MVP. Why didn't he get the ball there? Don't you want the MVP to take the final shot? Don't you want your best player to take the final shot? Most of the time, yes. And in this spot, I thought that he was just guarded really well. And Maxey had a tough angle. He almost hit that shot. If it goes in, we're like, man, Tyrese Maxey, unreal. MVP. Another comeback win. I know he didn't hit the shot, but you're taking the ball out of your best player's hands. You can't do that there. That I'll defend Nick Nurse for. I just thought that it was defended well. I love VJ. But on this team, Tyrese Maxey has to take that shot there. I can't be mad. I can't be mad. Like number 92 says, Michael. Thanks so much for coming on in, Michael. I appreciate it. I do. Look, we got another game on Wednesday against Washington, and hopefully the Philadelphia 76ers can bounce back, and I believe that they will. But this is a learning experience, and this is how you gel, right? Like, this is how you're going to go back to the film room. You're going to watch certain things that happened in the fourth quarter and down the stretch if you're Joel, Paul, VJ, and Tyrese, and you're going to learn from this. But you have to do your job against Washington. There's no way that you can't lose that game. You can't lose that game. No. So that's really where I am. Not really much else that I can really say about that. Look, the 76ers, one last time as I look at the stats, didn't shoot the ball well from three. That was the other thing, too. They missed a lot of wide-open threes in the first quarter. They did. They were so cold shooting from wide-open three-point range, and that was another factor in this game. Hit one or two of those shots. In this scenario, you win with the way that the ball was going. But they shot 14% from the three in the first quarter. That's unacceptable when you're getting all these looks. Got to make your shots. They had an off night shooting in the first quarter. They also turned the ball over quite a bit in the first quarter. Those things add up. They do. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for me. I love you guys very, very much. And I will see you all on Wednesday, man. I'll see you all Wednesday. Hopefully the 76ers come back in the win column and they do a much better job. We'll have to wait and see how they do. But keep your head up. Still some nice things from this Big Four tonight that we did get to see, and I'm not letting that get erased. All right? Love you all. Lila Tov. Good night. Peace.